Kia ora, welcome into Cowles Stadium here in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Sky Broadband Rapid League Basketball to kick things off. It is the Canterbury Rams, sit third on the Rapid League table. Hosting the Taranaki is Nick Bewley with Casey Frank alongside. As the crowd builds ahead of this afternoon's NZNBL clash at 3. Casey, couple of crews. No Tama Isaac for the Rams. There is looking for a win. It's been, what, 5 straight losses? How do you see this one going?
Well, look for the Rams to come out as aggressively as they always do. I love their versatility of guard size, but it's going to be a tough task against the Airs. It's a big, strong team with a lot of front court strength, and if I'm the Airs, I'm going to try and impose my will down on the low block.
Let's take a look at the Rapid League ladder. The Giants looking to go back-to-back. Just the one game to go for them. The Rams sitting there in third. Can potentially get as high as second, but need to win today.
You've got to get that win done, but the Airs are going to stand in their way. A tight table on the bottom. A loss would put them next to last. They certainly don't want to have that on their record as they come to the season's end, especially where they're still fighting for an eliminatory final where, of course, every point counts. As we take a look at the results, big performance by Tyson Thadapaese in that game against the Bulls. 29 points in 16 minutes, ridiculous effort.
And we just saw Mana Martin drop 26 the week before, so there's some young talent showing up and showing out in the Rapid League. Tuatara getting the win over the Jets most recently. Of course, we've got more action to come later tonight from the Deep South, the Sharks and the Phi as well. So we take a look at the starting 5 for the Airs. Exeter, Duran, Kalman, Poto, Bailey and Quinnell. They got Xavier Adam on the bench as well.
Yeah, and DKP, he's going to be able to enforce his will on the interior with Quentin Bailey, and I love what Jalen Duran's brought to this Airs team, both here in the Rapid League and in the Sal's NBL. A tough, feisty guard. His defense is going to be key against these Rams ball handlers.
Of course, no Tama Isaac for the Rams in the Rapid League, over with the Junior Tall Blacks in the Under-19 World Cup. They got Jonty Bond, Mana Martin, Ihaka Kate, Brody Cooper and Tony Worthington do have Max Darling available too.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Max to play a ton of minutes, but I think he's going to have to play some, especially against this front line. A few rebounds from him will do well.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, as mentioned, the Airs lost their last 5. The Rams lead the Rapid League in terms of points scored. What is key for the Airs to limit and contain them on the offensive end?
Yeah, I think the answer for the Airs is going to be a good offense. Force them to not get out in transition. I'd love to see the Airs attack the offensive glass, lift those rebounds per game, and by reaction, lifting their field goal percentage as well. But it's all going to be about transition defense today for the Airs against this Ram squad.
Both teams ready to go. The Airs with the amber and black horizontal stripes, just to differentiate between the two squads, white on white otherwise.
Definitely don't throw any passes from behind, because those can go to anybody.
And Ihaka Kate with the tip for the Rams, and here they go, off and running through Bonds.
Look at that hand.
Martin, corner 3, cash it. Great start, picks up from where he left off.
Oh, fortuitous bounce there, and another one for the Rams.
Bond from downtown. Strong offensive rebound there from Cooper. Start here from the Rams. Bond loses footing, loses the handle.
Well, how about that work rate from the Rams in this first 24 seconds of action? Multiple efforts on the glass and just beating this Airs team to the spot right now. Rams are locked in, the Airs not so much.
Full court pressure as well from the host. Couple of former Rams in this Airs squad, and Jack Exeter, Quinn Bailey. As well read there by Cooper. Wayward pass from Exeter. Come the Rams again, pushing that pace.
Really are. Look at the depth of penetration now from Martin, and the strong finish straight through Jack Exeter. So much for former Rams love.
The first 5 points to that man center of your screen, Mana Martin.
Strong. Nice strong move. Just determined to get to the cup. Understands he's got that size and length advantage against Exeter. And with that depth of penetration, just really tough to influence a miss. And he's able to not finish from the Chemist Warehouse strike for the 3-point play.
Here comes DKP the other way. Oh, Exeter, almost too much time there.
Lost the handle a bit, took away the layup, but also took away that block attempt.
It's Duran now as the Airs look to get off and racing, and Jalen Duran from downtown.
Created some nice space with that step back. Solid screen by DKP, and I think the Rams defense worried about the roll, giving Duran too much space up top.
And Martin, same spot, same outcome. Cooking, Martin.
Off to a great start. Martin already up there with 8 points. 3 for 3 from the field.
At that 26 piece. It's just an individual game here within a game. Duran and Martin. Now Duran earns himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Well, as it so often is, that hand gets hot, you want to feed him. Look at that, just Exeter worried about the drive after that last possession, but you step back, he trays you, you step up, he's going to lay you. Martin coming with the hoops business today.
Neither player able to convert from the Chemist Warehouse. So 8-5 Rams in front early in this first quarter. And unsurprisingly, the Rams stay with heavy involvements from Martin. Really nice cut there, Brody Cooper, and earns himself the trip to the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, I love the way he set himself up for that catch. Got his momentum going towards the basket before it was even his hands, anticipating that reversal was going to come through. And just like already on the run, full speed against DKP. He's got no chance to get in there. Nice elevation. Enables him to take that hack and still get the ball up on the rim, where he hits the first from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And somebody's hit a free throw. It won't be over for today.
There's going to be a lot of Sal's pizza otherwise.
Well, there's worse things. Maybe we should just keep missing free throws.
Well, there we go.
Bored.
Bailey with the rebound. Go to Calvin Ponto. Likes this matchup with Worthington. And lovely deceleration finish with the right.
Well, you're asking a lot out of Worthington to go one-on-one with DKP in the post. If they keep on feeding him on the low block, the Rams are going to have to send a second body.
Martin again.
Oh, my.
Oh, and the stare down after.
You know what? I think he's got Tyson thought up by AC in his bullseye right now.
Well, he enjoyed the shared record briefly. So that went one better.
He's got 11 points in 2 minutes. What are we doing?
Lovely pass there, Duran. Easy finish with the left from Exeter.
I don't care what else is happening. Get that ball back to Martin and let this dude cook. Anybody who doesn't pass it to him right now, I'm having words with him that quarter time.
Oh, there you go. Johnny Bob, get out there, Case, as misses that one. Tipped back by Worthington, but ends up in the lap of Duran. And a rare offensive position without a bucket for the Rams.
Got to feed that hot hand. Somebody's got to find Martin as Duran's a little loose with the basketball.
Work there by Kate, and Martin is free. Finds him. And they're going to call the foul. So Martin with an opportunity here to go 12 and 13 with a little over a minute to go in the first.
Well, he's working into the half court. Got that little head start there on the loose ball. Not quite a seagull because he was playing within the play, but gets the free run to the cup. Back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Was the only place where he hasn't been great today. 4 for 4 from the field. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, but 0 for 1 on his trip to the warehouse.
It's his first free throw of the afternoon. Martin out of St Thomas's here in Christchurch. Stepping up with no time Isaac, of course, over at the Junior World Cup. Makes them both. And is now at 13. 13 of the Rams, 14 belong to Martin.
I'm surprised they let Cooper have the ball for the one. You keep feeding that hot hand. Ayers looking back onto the interior.
And there's a foul down low.
No, that's a 3-second call.
3 second, excuse me.
That is a quick 3-second call. On the catch.
Me.
On the catch when he's going out of bounds. Normally when your momentum's carrying you outside of the lane, they'll let you get away with it. But a quick one comes there.
And they go once more through Martin. Taking his time, pulls up, hasn't missed from downtown. But this time a foul, and we're going to have 3 attempts at the Chemist Warehouse. This time Martin.
What is going on? What is going on? 13 points in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. This is ridiculous.
I think Mana has made this personal. Sorry, Tyson.
Hey, as you should. You know, let's get that game within a game. You want to take that 29 points? I'm coming for it. And Matt can see it.
Well, the Rams bench enjoying themselves.
Well, you know, so he has to give Martin has to give himself a self-5 there, as Tony Worthington misses him. But seriously, when a player gets this hot and he's this locked in, I would really like to see the rest of the Rams just start feeding him a little bit. See how long you can milk this cow. No offense to Quinn Bailey. He'd know better than me.
Here is Bailey with it now, back to Duran, and he doesn't need a second invitation from downtown. Banks open on a Sunday, okay.
Well, you know, had the right angle, lets it fly, and it drops in. And it's always better to be a little bit lucky than good.
He's done well to keep it within 5 after this offensive explosion by young Mana Martin. Bond in the corner. Up top with Cooper. Switch there, and Martin this time left corner, and a little too much mayonnaise on that one.
Yeah, that's a heat check there. Exeter all over him, but 5 seconds left for Duran to do something.
And he'll do it all himself. Jalen Duran.
Game. Up to 11.
Me. Well, 32 points in all, 17-15 at the quarter break.
Well, how about that? Mana Martin 4 for 5 from the field, 16 points. Jalen Duran not far behind, 4 for 4 with 11. We got ourselves an old-fashioned shootout at the Cowles Corral. Both teams coming up with the offensive efficiency. I mean, they're both playing a little bit of defense because no D out there. We are not playing any D. We look at the shooting percentages. Taranaki shooting 100%. If you want to see how often that actually happens, use your Sky Broadband fiber starter for $50 because it does not happen very often when a team has not missed a shot in an entire quarter.
And trailing.
And trailing. And trailing by 2. Shows you the efficiency with which it's happening on offense. And of course, here's my least favorite pizza on the Sal's menu. The large big pineapple.
Is that right? Not a pineapple man.
Pineapple on pizza, I mean, it's an abomination. But if that's what you like, give it a go. You know, if you're gonna get it, you might as well get the best pizza with Sal's out there.
That might be me this evening. I'm a big pineapple man, so.
Yeah, and you know, obviously you had some issues when you were younger. And now you're dealing with them. But if you are a pineapple fan, you can go with the large big pineapple because there is none better. I'm sure. I refuse to try it myself.
What do you feel like the messages would have been from both coaches there in terms of maybe some defensive messages?
Well, I think it's about early rotations, getting a hand up, making sure that these shooters are putting the ball on the floor. But offensively, obviously, both teams like what they're doing up to this point, but going to have to find a little bit more activity and physicality moving forward on the defensive side.
Exeter from downtown likes it off the hand. Look good, is good. And a rare bucket for someone not named Jalen Duran, who's actually just taken a wee breather here early in the second.
This is a crazy amount of efficiency. Not bad defense there. Mana Martin lets it fly again, and he's still feeling it. 19 points, young fella.
The bucket is like the ocean right now for Mana Martin. 19 of the 20 points. Going for that individual record. As Kamapota just can't get that to go off the glass. Here is Martin again.
You better not pass it. You better not pass it.
There he goes.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Stop it.
Doing the business. That is sweet. M&M bringing the candy. Look at this game. 22 points already.
And a 3 the other way. Doesn't go for the ears, but they get the long rebound. And to settle things down a touch. It has been chaos here at Cowles early. Kamapota a little loose in the handle.
Too strong.
Too big, too strong. DKP with 2.
You're gonna have, if you're gonna give DKP 3, 4, 5 dribbles, a second defender's gonna have to come, or he's gonna finish strongly. Back to the Mana Martin show down here.
Goes again, getting around Quinnell, and then the silky finish at the cup. 24 for Mana Martin.
This is impressive. And we got to talk to the QC and see if he can't get some time in the Sal's NBL, because with a performance like this, he deserves it.
Calvin Potso just couldn't quite connect there with Bailey. In fact, the foul.
Yeah, I think the foul
called on
Cooper underneath. Cooper just bodying him up, gets a little tangled up. Nice thought. You want to be physical there, but you have to do your work early, get him solid with your chest. And you can't really get that physicality on the back when he's trying to post up.
Opportunity for Duran to get back in for the ears. DKP takes a seat.
Here's a down 5. They're shooting 80% from the field.
Ridiculous in Rapid League. Quinnell, nice footwork, and draws the foul from Kate. Hit to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Well, this is when the Airs have been at their most efficient. Isolation play when the defense shifted to the other side of the court. Quinnell able to use that spin move and a multitude of step-throughs to get to the cup. Just a little bit too much contact there from Ihaka Crate. Sends Quinnell to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
It's the first free throw of the afternoon for the Ears.
Man, I'm like flabbergasted about 24 points. in like 5 minutes here. That is crazy.
So at this rate, we're looking at 50.
I mean, if that's possible, I don't know if anybody can keep up that level of scoring ability, but I'm going to keep watching and see if it is.
He's in the corner at the moment over on the left. As Worthington wants to eventually hold on to it.
He's cutting without the basketball. They lost sight of Martin.
There is Martin now. Can't get that. 3 ball to go. Rebounded by Bailey. Starting to cool down as you would expect after this.
He missed a shot. That's not cool.
He missed 2 apparently.
That's ice cold, baby.
There's Jalen Duran though picking up from where he left off after the little breather at the start of the second. He's got 13.
Yeah, nice job of switching from the left to the right there to get the finish, driving right at the teeth of the defense. Good strong move. Nice hustle, Exeter.
Here comes Jack Exeter. And halfway down, does draw the foul from Bonds. We head to the Chemist Warehouse for 2.
I love that effort from Exeter. That ball's going out of bounds. The Airs are going to get it. Everybody else kind of stops, but you take a look at Exeter, just comes out of nowhere. Says, you know what? Let's get to the bucket. We're down. We need some momentum. We need some energy. I'm going to supply it. And now he's got a chance from the Chemist Warehouse stripe to take the lead once again for the Airs. We're taking some punches from the Rams, but sticking around strongly.
And Exeter ties it up. They've done incredibly well. There is all the attention on Mana Martin, but we do have ourselves a ball game here.
Just unbelievable offensive efficiency earlier. And the defense isn't bad. I mean, it's certainly not great, but it's not bad. But you would like to see a little bit more physicality, some tighter closeouts as this game goes forward.
There's Martin again in the corner. Duran staying on him. Martin pulls up. Just gone a little cold now from downtown. Adam with it. Here come he is. Duran trying to get around Martin. And that'll be another trip to the Chemist Warehouse for attempts 6 and 7 for the Airs.
I like the mindset of the Airs to not settling. You know, they shot a few threes and they're shooting the ball well. 4 out of 5 from deep at 80%. You think with that kind of efficiency, you keep looking for some more volume, but they haven't given up on the drives. And I think that focus on the interior, on the penetration especially, is forcing that defense from the Rams to really rotate. And that's what actually is freeing them up a little bit more from the perimeter.
Can't get that one to go though, Duran. Bobbles around, eventually secured by Jonty Bonds. There's another Rams player willing to offer a helping hand here offensively to Martin. Ihaka Kate now with the drive. Spin. Close out there by the Airs. Now Cooper, the baseline cut. Loose on the handle, maybe got away with that one.
Well, he went up to gather, but it looks like they're saying he just lost it naturally. So not calling the travel on him before he actually came to that complete stop.
First field goal made by someone not named Martin for the Rams. They'll take the lead back.
Jalen Duran dropping that shoulder into Jonty Bond on the drive.
That is a mismatch.
He is bringing in the strength. Duran is a feisty guard. He's going to bring the physicality. Bond's going to put his body on the line. It's going to go through the ringer a bit.
Bond won't take a backward step. Oh, a little feisty between the pair.
There's always going to be some feisty with Jalen Duran. He has shown a lot of that this season. First, of course, with the Panthers. Can't really talk about that, though. Who? What? But he is now off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe as the Airs try and retake the lead once again from the free throw line, where they've hit 4 of 7 today.
Duran now up to 14 points. He is averaging just a shade over 32 points a game. So the bare fact they're at 27, 23 seconds to play in the half, testament to their offensive efficiency.
Yeah, both teams are really pushing the pace today. It's not just the efficiency, it's good volume. I like the execution of which they're doing. The lone black mark against the Airs right now, 4 turnovers. Unfortunate for them. It's really unfortunate considering they're shooting 82% from the field at 9 for 11.
Rams 62% on 8 of 13. As Martin, can he get this one to go? And the timeout is called just before Quinnell stepped out of bounds.
Well done, Cam Quinnell. Touch and fall.
And the Barter card official is saying, no, Liam Connolly, you cannot do that. You cannot talk to your players during the player timeout.
You are not allowed to talk during a player timeout. There's no question about that is the rule.
Still time, of course, to...
That's actually a technical giving offense. I don't know. He's Liam Connolly's he doesn't like it, but that's the rule. You can't get in there in the timeouts, bro.
Able to advance the ball, of course, there is 4.1 seconds on the clock here to close out the half. Bailey looking to find Kelman Poto. Good tip there by Kate.
I don't think they have enough time.
Did the Rams get that one off their player timeouts?
I think not. I think he started to call it about 0.4, 0.5. I'd be happy with time going off. Let's see what the officiating crew says. Oh, they're going to put it back on.
0.3 seconds, please.
0.3 of a second. Hail Mary attempt areas coming here for the Rams and to close the half out, potentially retake the lead.
Just got to get that clock right first. They need to reset to the correct time. We've got a minute 30 on the clock at the moment for the break in quarter. This is the big problem with the player timeout, which is a fantastic feature, but when you get the clock on at the wrong time, it's going to take a while. We got a minute rolling down here.
Yeah, just stop watch it.
A minute for 0.3 of a second.
Because we certainly don't have the time in the broadcast land to just give 2 minutes to wait for this play to come. Well, the officials, I think they made the right call here. They're just going to do it by hand. Got a catch and shoot opportunity. Going to have to be quick for the Rams on this last one.
Bonds, side out of bounds. Martin. That'll do it. Bit of an anticlimactic finish for what's been a heck of a half, Casey Pratt.
I'm glad we didn't wait 2 minutes for that play. that would have been unfortunate. But what a fantastic start by both squads. An unbelievable amount of efficiency was seen in that opening half. 28-27, a back and forth affair. Take a look at the highlights. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of one guy because there's a lot of them.
Well, here's Bond early.
And there's Montmartin. It didn't take long. It took him less than 8 seconds to get on the board, and he started letting it fly. Coming back the other way, Jalen Duran was able to find as much impact in the game. He had 15 points on 5 of 5 from the field, but it was all Montmartin. 24 points, 7 for 11 from the field, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, and 5 of 9 from deep. And I think he missed his last 3 as well, so he cooled off just a bit. And that opened the opportunity for Taranaki to get back in the game. Duran continued to drive. Jack Exeter, his hustle was rewarded. And the Airs, most importantly, did a better job taking care of the rock. 4 turnovers in the opening quarter, just 1 in the second, as we take a look at those Chemist Warehouse stats. Thanks to the Chemist Warehouse as we go through. Most impressive stat for me right now, 57% shooting for the Rams, 82% for the Taranaki Airs from the field, 80% from deep. And they've got an 8-4 advantage on the glass. That's what has let them stay in this game despite the incandescence coming from Montmartin.
Just got to wonder, is it sustainable for the next 8 minutes? We're about to find out. Heck of a way to open up things here on the Sunday afternoon at Cowles Stadium. NZNBL contest to come, of course, at 3 o'clock.
Just where we're letting the clock run down another 20 seconds really quickly. Yeah, Jalen's an aggressive offensive player. I think for the Airs, though, if they're going to win this game, I'd like to see him be a bit more of a facilitator. That defense is starting to collapse on him. You know, Martin, as aggressive as he's been with looking for the shot, I love to see it. But now he can use some of that attention that the defense has given him and use it against them. Pump fake, kick it on, see if you can't catch these Airs and the extra rotation towards him as opposed to where the ball's going.
Bonds with it up top, asking for movement.
Airs coming out in the 1-2-2, and it's confused the Rams a bit.
And there from Exeter. Great work, and now the outlet pass from Duran.
Nice block from behind.
Inch perfect, but Bailey following it up with 2.
Yeah, I think that was Cooper from behind getting the block, but Quentin Bailey never gives up on the play. Does a nice job of getting his way right back into it.
Bomb now, Worthington. He says, confused the Rams a touch here. This defensive system by the ears. Late in the shot clock now. Cooper, Kate, the lefty, and almost halfway down for the Rams, but no good.
You know, it's interesting when a team gets a player as hot as Martin. You sort of get used to trying to give him the ball. You start to overlook for him, and I think that happened to the Rams a little bit. Now they've got to readjust and balance out what they're looking for offensively.
Exeter. Jack Exeter with his second three of the afternoon.
Comes up to 10 points now, finding a little bit of form. Him and Jalen Duran combining for 25.
Largest lead of the game for the Ears, up by 6. Again, they go to Martin. Ears have adjusted. Nice pass, though, but the block from Quinnell.
Martin draws 2 defenders, drops it off nicely, but Worthington a little slow with the finishing attempt, opens it up for Quinnell's block.
Exeter there, a little heat check from the right-hand side. And they go back to Martin. Cooper from downtown and rattles it home, Brody Cooper.
I think important shot for the Rams to know that they can go someplace else and to force that defense to shift a little bit away from Martin and his effects.
Ball movement here from the Ears. They get it to Duran here on the right. Quinnell, a little loose. 4 on the shot clock. Bailey. And strong rebound there. DKP. Oh, 2 Ears players cutting. One of them gets it. Almost collides with the other.
Well, everybody knew the cutters were coming except the Rams defense. So DKP drops it off. Exeter takes the foul from his teammate, still gets the bucket.
Bond now from up high, and a couple of threes back-to-back for the Rams, keeping them within touching distance. 2-point game.
Oh, nice thought by Duran there, trying to kick ahead, but a little bit too tall for Bailey as he extends. And that is the 6th turnover of the game for the Airs. 3 times as many as the Rams have put together. But the work on the glass is what's giving them the advantage. 13 rebounds to 5 right now in the Airs' favor.
And the Rams level it up here, or potentially go ahead with a 3. There's Cooper. Drive there, and will earn a trip to the Chemist Warehouse try.
Cooper's brought good energy from the opening tip. It's been really relentless on the drives, that time attacking the body of Cam Quinnell. Does a nice job with that little sort of hesitation speed coming off the side. Powers through. Unfortunately, can't get the first from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. But he's got another attempt to try and cut that lead to a slender 1.
And he does just that. 0 points for Mana Martin here in the 3rd. 29, the magic number. Tyson Tata. There's Adam now. Fires it to Quinnell in the left corner. Cash.
They're just too easy. First catch, just too much space for Quinnell. Didn't respect the 3-point shot, but they will next time he catches from deep.
Bombs. Worthington. Ball movement here. Cooper. Quick catch and release. That's one of the nicest sounds in basketball.
Yeah, back-to-back looks for Cooper from deep, and a drive to the basket intertwined into there. He's gotten aggressive here in the 3rd to carry that scoring load.
Quinnell again, just a little bit of a different spot, different outcome. Here's Martin the other way. Spins. And the deceleration, the hang time, and the bucket. Rams back in front.
Well, he's just drawing so many defenders. I actually thought he was going to kick that on, but a beautiful finish after he showed the skill set with the ball handling.
Last possession of the 3rd. Bailey back to Exeter. Gets around Cooper. Good contest with Kate, and can't get it to go from the elbow. It's the Rams. Stand a couple of punches and have a lead by 1 entering the 4th.
What a game. Explosive back and forth. Still high efficiency being played, but we've seen the defense just take a half step forward in that 3rd quarter, slowly imposing their will physically, doing a better job of keeping penetrators outside the lane and boxing out. Take a quick look at the stats. 57% from the field for the Rams, 65% for the Airs. Both teams getting to the stripe with a lot of opportunity. 10 attempts for the Rams, 7 makes. 9 for the Airs with 6 makes. But the story of the game for the Airs, 13 rebounds, that's where they're dominating. 5 turnovers, that's where they're struggling. I think those turnovers, more of their own doing. The Rams up to this point haven't really pushed themselves defensively, but look for them to lift in that area here in the fourth quarter.
Job ahead, you feel, on the rebounding for Tony Worthington, perhaps, to try and impose his will to get that discrepancy not so much in the Airs' favor?
I mean, for me, against that lineup that the Airs have, it's going to have to be a collective, especially defensively. I'd love to see those guards come in and help Worthington out, you know, help him box out DKP, help him box out when Quentin Bailey's in there. As of now, just Bailey and Quinnell on the glass, so they'll be trying to attack, and it's difficult to rebound out of the zone as well.
Duran straight away from up high, good hustle play there. Exeter, Bailey long 2 and gets it to go.
Gets the triple on that one, hands up. So first one's another 3. And these teams are on fire from deep. 7 out of 12 now for the Airs.
And the foul is going to go on Exeter. Remain with the Rams.
That's Exeter's 3rd personal foul. Second leading scorer for the Airs with 12 points. He's going to have to be a bit more careful, although I think it's going to be pretty tough to foul out. It has happened before.
Bonds now creating the separation. Cash at Jonty Bonds. His second 3 of the ball game.
Yeah, that's actually, a really nice job there on the step back by Bond. Got that space from Xavier Adam defensively and used it well.
Rams up by 1. Bailey trying to catch Cooper in the air. Good hand there, Mana Martin. A hustle from Adam. And now back with the Rams through Worthington. But doing that.
Martin on his season and career Rapid League high, looking for more. Oh my.
Could hear that slap down in Sumner.
If you're going to come to the paint, you're going to get a little bit of extra attention from Quentin Bailey. He says, you're driving here. Might have been a foul up top by Quinnell, but look at that hack. And if you're gonna hack, make sure you use it. Don't let those end ones coming through.
Oh, he did not miss the forearm, Quentin Bailey.
Well, it's a big forearm. There's a lot of length there.
It's done a lot of work. 26 points.
Free throw line.
27, yeah, that's been the one blight on his line, Martin.
I mean, he is shooting 71%. It's not that bad.
No. I'm just saying, when he's shooting 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 9 from downtown.
It was like in the second quarter, he was like, oh, he's gone cold. He's missed 2 in a row.
High expectations.
He's got 22.
We know what he's capable of. Makes the second to take it to 27.
Career high in the Rapid. Only 1 bucket away from the all-time record high set by Tyson Thaddeus earlier this week.
Rams out by 2. Duran, Bailey, a little bit of separation. Left of the iron. Rams possession.
Really simple offense, but the Rams feel as though they can close out to Bailey and affect that late. They don't have to be super spread out and worry about the spacing when they're in that zone.
And back to Martin. Pushes the pass to Cooper in the corner. Oh, good work there by Bonds. Loose. And Cooper is with it.
Like that set initially, though, using Mana to draw defenders and then kicks it to the corner. Nice execution, but couldn't get the bucket.
A bit stagnant here for the Airs. Duran, nice little pass to Bailey. And the hook.
Beautiful.
Oh, around the world and down.
On that initial catch, I thought he was just going to power to the basket, but his patience pays off with a looping hook shot.
Spin move.
Ooh.
Oh, lovely. Ihaka Kate.
Puts him in the spin cycle, comes through into the head fake to finish. Beautiful footwork to get the bucket.
Nice way to bring out your first basket. There's Adam now to Duran. Still on 15 points. And Travel took an extra step.
Well, it draws 2 defenders. And the activity of Kate there is what causes Duran those problems. Duran hasn't scored, I do believe, here in the second half. 15 points for him.
Yeah, it was perfect. 5 of 5 first half, 15 points. A couple of misses, and now takes a seat late in the fourth is Martin looking for that record. And one opportunity. Could we have ourselves a first 30-piece here in the Rapid League?
A 30-piece in Rapid League is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? He'd already have it if he was purely efficient from the straight, but he gets another opportunity here to set the record. And that is so short.
The pressure. Rams up by 4. Ayers needs something here on this possession. Nice pass, Adam down low to Kalman Poto. Great footwork and finish.
I don't know if anybody's got better footwork on catches down there on the baseline in this competition than DKP. He just knows where he is at all times.
Here goes Martin once more, kicks it out to Worthington. Gets it back and draws the foul on Exeter. That's his 4th.
Yes, foul out Jack Exeter at the same time. I love it. I love to see somebody foul out in the Rapid League.
So here we go.
Not in a bad way. I mean, I was known to foul out in less than 60 minutes quite often. One more chance for history.
There it is.
30 pace. Taylor Britt loves it.
Oh, he's aware.
They're all aware. The Rams bench was all over it early. I think they're mad at him for not going for 40 when he had 22 early on this one.
Makes the second, Mana Martin. Back out to a 4-point lead. Less than a minute to play in the 4th. What are the Ayers got? And swat from Cooper. Bailey can't finish with the follow.
Crazy block there by Cooper.
He's got sneaky hops there. Cooper, I think that might be his second of the afternoon.
Ayers need a double, but they're not bringing the pain, so now they're going to have to get a stop here and play the back and forth game. The Rams get a bucket just about over.
Okay, Worthington, the lefty from downtown. Doesn't go. Long rebound, Cooper.
Ayers got a foul now. Too much time. They're not going to come back in it if they don't foul. They don't realize it.
Martin again. Okay, lovely movement and lovely finish. Ihaka Kate.
Just so much poise for a young roster, really using that possession well. And now the Rams get a chance to finish it off here.
Kalman Poto, Bailey in the corner. And we'll call that a pass. Oh, can't get the assist though, Bailey. Kalman Poto does get it to go late, but it matters little. The Ayers record their 12th win of the Sky Broadband Rapid League season, but it's all about that young man, center of your screen, Mana Martin. 31 points, a new record in Rapid League on 9 of 13 shooting. He backs up his 26-point outing against the Jets with 31 here this afternoon and a 4-point win. Super efficient afternoon for both teams from 2-point and 3-point range. Ayers had the advantage on the rebound, but they did not have the advantage on the scoreboard. Let's send it courtside. Casey Frank has the man of the moment, Mana Martin.
Oh, Mana, incredible performance. 26 last time out, 30-piece today. Tell me, when you saw Tyson thought up Paese get it, do you record? You said, no, that's mine?
Nah, just thank you to my teammates, but I probably showed a bit too much in the first half. Missed a few, but, keep going, just staying resilient. It's really my teammates getting involved, and as you can see, we played a lot better team basketball at the end there. So.
Well, team basketball is great, but you had 30 points in 16 minutes. So, especially in that first half, you hit the first couple. Was there a concerted effort from the club to try and get you more, or was it just in the flow of the game?
Nah, the first few were just in the flow, but of course, I got hot a little bit, so ran a few plays to me, hit a few more, and then, cooled off a little bit in the third quarter, but just keep pushing and stay resilient, yeah.
Look great out there. Nice job for trucking through and getting the win, and I look forward to seeing a little bit of action in the NBL as well.
Yeah, hopefully, man.
Good job, bro. Appreciate your time.
Mana Martin there with Casey. Let's take a look at some of these highlights by the young 17-year-old out of St. Thomas's. There's the first basket. Nothing but nylon. Got him going. Got his feet set there. Same spot. And same result. And he just continued to put the foot down All gas, no break. Mana Martin, 9 of 13 from the field, 5 of 9 downtown.
These
What an
Crashers guys,
afternoon.
Nick. These Crashers guys. He scores 30 points and starts talking about teammates. You had 30 points in 16 minutes, bro. It was all you. But I love the attitude, love the effort, and what a fantastic display.
Blame Judd Flavel for the humbleness in Otautahi, Christchurch. So much more to come here from Cowles Stadium. Up next, Sal's NBL action. Penultimate round, it's the top seed. Canterbury is hosting the Taranaki is. 3 p.m. tee off. Cannot wait for this one. We'll see you very soon. It's okay, bud.
Coach, chasing up 4 spots so you can get one of those eliminator home finals, but coming up against a Rams team without their point guard, how does that change what the Airs are going to try and accomplish today when you're trying to slow down this Rams team?
Yeah, it takes away a playmaker. They've still got Sean McDonald running the point, who's an NBL champion, so they're still very talented, very deep. We're going to try a few things just to change it up, sort of build into playoffs. So right now it's that race to finish top 4 and host the home final. So we're still trying to adjust to with Deng being our point guard and Craig as our import, and it's a great test for us today.
Speaking of that adjustment, looking for that higher level of efficiency offensively you had earlier in the season, haven't been able to find those big scoring games as of late. What would be the key from your point of view to getting some of those buckets to fall at just a bit of a better pace?
Yeah, I think we've just got to be solid on defense. I think we're pretty poor at stages where we just give opposition easy baskets. So if we can be solid on defense, that might be able to start a bit of our transition, find a bit of that pace back. Obviously, we miss someone like Owen Foxwell getting downhill, but just being solid on defense is going to be our best offense. So we've worked a lot on that this week, and hopefully we see a better effort today.
Coach, coming into today's game and missing Taylor Britt, a key piece for the second game in a row, your point guard, your captain, what kind of effect does that have on the Rams, and who are you looking towards in your roster to sort of pick up that slack with him absent?
Yeah, no, certainly we'll miss Taylor's presence on the court and just his leadership that he brings, but we'll look for other guys to step up, like just as a collective, not any one individual, but we'll look more at like Kaya, Sean and Walter to kind of pick up that guard impact and get us in the paint and get our pace going offensively. But yeah, it's going to be a collective effort for sure.
Coming into today's games against the Airs, it's a very talented team, a lot of length, a lot of size, but they've been struggling to score as of late at their highest capacity. When you look at this team, what do you see as most important for the Rams to slow down to try and seal the ability to get that win? Yeah,
no, for sure. I think it starts with us taking care of the ball and taking predictable shots and getting to our jams, and that should hopefully limit their transition. And then it's going to be a scrap on the boards. Like you said, a big team. Play some really big lineups, so it's going to be a fight on the boards, and we've got to make that first hit and come up with those 50-50 rebounds. And I think if we do that, we're going to have a good chance to be in this game.
Assists a game. God damn.
Kia ora, good afternoon. Welcome into Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, the home of the two-time defending champion Canterbury Rams. They are the top seeds heading into this matchup against the Taranaki Airs. They have secured a home semi-final berth. The Airs fighting for one of those home eliminator spots. Nick Yuli here with Casey Frank alongside. As always, a bumper crowd here at the Cowles Cauldron, sold out crowd. And Casey, well, the Rams, yes, they are coming off a surprise loss, ended a 10-game winning streak against the Jets, but haven't been beaten on this floor. Is that going to continue this afternoon, or the Airs going to do something special?
Well, the Airs certainly have a plan to get it done, and it becomes a little bit easier with, of course, no Taylor Britt still out with injury. That's on top of Tama Isaac not there. This Rams team, efficient in a different way without their point guard leadership. So the door is open for the Airs to come in, make some noise, and get themselves that much closer to an eliminator final.
Get involved with our mix and pick poll. A lot of confidence in the Rams as anticipated. The Airs certainly know what it takes to get close in this gym. Of course, they had that phenomenal double overtime semi-final in this building last year. As we take a look at the results so far in round 15, it started in sunny Nelson, where the Giants continue to get it done.
Yeah, they're so close to a playoff position, but some more work to do. The Bulls bursting back into the finals conversation with a huge win over the Jets. The Nuggets, oh, it's so close. Yet so far again as the Phi stay alive themselves. The Nuggets season losing streak continues. The Hawks, we say sayonara to your finals chase. You're out of it, but the Saints still hoping to push themselves into that top position. The Tuatara with a huge win against the Jets keeps their hopes of a top 6 seed alive and keeps the Jets searching for that win to try and get a home eliminator fight themselves. Of course, the Rams and Airs, we're excited about that coming up now. And the Sharks looking to lock down their finals position with the win later today.
I was going to say, they'd be happy just watching all this chaos play out over the last couple of days as we take a look at the NZNBL ladder. So the Airs and the Sharks, as things stand, in those home eliminator spots. The Rams and the Saints could still flip there in terms of 1 and 2, but they've secured the home semis. Then it's just all
chaos
on below. Jets, Tuatara, as we turn the page. Then we've got the Bulls, the Phi, the Giants still in the mix as well. Casey, how good? This is what you want in sport, so much jeopardy.
It's been fantastic for fans up and down the country who love basketball and love seeing it matter down the stretch. Every game does matter, and I really don't know. I think it may come down to that final game of the season with the for that very last Sunday. Who knows what's going to happen?
The Airs have lost their last couple, but have class across the floor. Starting with that man there, Carlin Davidson, Doot and Moller, they're relatively new additions into the starting five. Armon Fletcher, Carlin Davidson, Jack Andrew for coach Sam McKinnon in his second year as the Airs coach. Casey, what are you made about how he's been able to establish himself in this league and you know, pretty regular success?
Well, the Airs have taken on this personality. He's a tough man. He plays tough. This is the team that's been tough. I love the way he's been developing players such as Carlin Davidson, what he's become as a playmaker, such as Jack Andrew. And I caught up with him just before to have a chat with him about today's game. Coach, chasing a top 4 spot so you can get one of those eliminator home finals, but coming up against a Rams team without their point guard, how does that change what the Airs are going to try and accomplish today when you're trying to slow down this Rams team?
Yeah, it takes away a playmaker. They've still got Sean McDonough running the point, who's an NBL champion. So they're still very talented, very deep. We're going to try a few things just to change it up, sort of build it into playoffs. So right now it's that race to finish top 4 and host the home final. So we're still trying to adjust to with Deng being our point guard and Craig as our import, and it's a great test for us today.
Speaking of that adjustment, looking for that higher level of efficiency offensively you had earlier in the season, haven't been able to find those big scoring games as of late. What would be the key from your point of view to getting some of those buckets to fall at just a bit of a better pace?
Yeah, I think we've just got to be solid on defense. I think we're pretty poor at stages where we just give opposition easy baskets. So if we can be solid on defense, that might be able to start a bit of our transition, find a bit of that pace back. Obviously, we miss someone like Owen Foxwell getting downhill, but just being solid on defense is going to be our best offense. So we've worked a lot on that this week, and hopefully we see a better effort today.
So for the Canterbury Rams, back in the home comforts of Cowles Stadium, and as Casey has mentioned, no Taylor Britt for the second outing. They're without their point guard who sets the table. So Kaya Isaac, Sean McDonald going to have to take on those playmaking responsibilities. Walter Brown, Kyle Bowen, and Tohi Smith-Milner. There is a Taylor Britt, a significant out. How do they cope without him?
Well, you say Isaac and McDonald, and I actually say Walter Brown, because I want Isaac and McDonald to stay scoring. I want them to be aggressive, looking for their shots. And Walter Brown, to me, is a perfect facilitator. He could take on the Carlin Davidson role from the Airs and become that point forward. As we take a look at Coach Quinn Clinton, a former teammate of a lot of these guys. He's so youngest coach as far as we can tell in NBL history. Has done such a nice job of keeping this team prepared. And I had a chat with him a few minutes ago about what we can expect from the Rams today. Coach, coming into today's game and missing Taylor Britt, a key piece for the second game in a row, your point guard, your captain. What kind of effect does that have on the Rams, and who are you looking towards in your roster to sort of pick up that slack with him absent?
Yeah, no, certainly we'll miss Taylor's presence on the court and just his leadership that he brings, but we'll look for other guys to step up, like just as a collective, not any one individual, but we'll look more at like Kaya, Sean and Walter to kind of pick up that guard impact and get us in the paint and get our pace going offensively. But yeah, it's going to be a collective effort for sure.
Coming into today's games against the Airs, it's a very talented team, a lot of length, a lot of size, but they've been struggling to score as of late at their highest capacity. When you look at this team, well, what do you see as most important for the Rams to slow down to try and seal the ability to get that win?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it starts with us taking care of the ball and taking predictable shots and getting to our jams, and that should hopefully limit their transition. And then it's going to be a scrap on the boards. Like you said, a big team. Play some really big lineups, so it's going to be a fight on the boards, and we've got to make that first hit and come up with those 50-50 rebounds. And I think if we do that, we're going to have a good chance to be in this game.
Take a look at the head-to-head courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. What stands out for you, Case? I mean, points per game is one thing for the Rams, 99.7 leading the league.
Yeah, first top scoring team in the league, the third best scoring team in the league. But the Airs offense has been dipping as the season has gone along, so they might struggle to get to that level of efficiency. But the same with the defense. That Rams defense is top 3 defense in the competition. But the Airs has been lifting as of late, so look for that to be closer. The Airs don't shoot threes. Lowest volume in the competition. They're going to have to find a way to either lift that or keep the Rams from getting to that level they're normally at. Assists per game, free throws, I think that could be key. Rams, they've at times, in close games especially, they've been shaky from the line. And if it's a close one down the stretch, just slightly, that goes into the Airs' favor.
And we know how capable the Rams are from downtown. Sean McDonald had 7 made threes earlier in the season against the Tuatara. Tohi Smith-Milner can't be slept on as well from beyond the arc. So a really good matchup, this one, perhaps contrasting styles, but two teams right there at the top of our league, getting into the business end of the season. As we take a look at the Rams' last 3, that loss against the Jets, is that going to just spur them into life? It feels like, Casey, a little bit since the international break. They've just, even though they've won, it hasn't quite been as clinical as we know.
Yeah, you mentioned the loss, but I'm just as concerned about that low score sheet, only getting 77 points against the Phi 2 games before that. This is a team that, which it can be, you're chasing your 3rd title, you can have a little bit of a malaise. It's almost helpful that Britt's not available, that Isaac's not available, to get this team just jump-started and get a little fire, get them out of their comfort zone down the stretch when they just about have the top seed locked up anyway. Now something to play for.
Young Lockie Anderson is our ball presenter this afternoon out of South Intermediate School. Favourite player, Max Darling, who we should see a little bit later on off the bench for the Rams.
Well, to me, you're going to see within 3 or 4 minutes what type of game this is going to be. Are the Rams going to be able to influence things with their pace, or are the Airs going to be able to slow it down into the half-court grind?
And we're tipped off and underway here at Cowles Stadium, and it is Rams with first possession. A lot of eyes on Kaya Isaac with no Taylor Britt. Sean McDonald as well facilitating. We did see, though, Casey, Kyle Bowen with 10 assists just last week against the Jets. He's capable too. Here is Bowen.
Airs come out in the zone, and it's given the Rams problems. They are not ready for that. They were expecting man all the way.
Moller with it now, pushing the pace. Fletcher in the corner. And rattles around. No, mate.
Love Craig Moller as that grab-and-go guy. Lockie Oldwood did so well for the Rams a season ago. Really changes your offense, much like that jumper roll.
There's Sean McDonald with his first made three of the afternoon, shooting it at 43% this season.
I'll tell you what you can't let happen. Sean McDonald can't have a walk-up three with nobody within his fly zone. You have to have eyes on him at all times.
Good hand there from Bowen, disrupting Davidson. Long to Craig Moller, front of the arm. Here is Kyle Bowen again. Going to set the table here for the Rams. As mentioned, had that crazy line against the Jets, sorry, 16, 22, and 10. Triple-double.
That's not bad at all.
And a loss.
That's got to be backcourt.
Yeah.
That's the correct call.
Great pressure there by Carlin Davidson.
Yeah, Walter Brown thinking that he might have tipped it, but it looked clean to me. But then Carlin's grabbing his hand, so maybe he did touch it. Let's take another look at it. Oh, that was a finger from Carlin, but was missed in there. Walter Brown steps over. Fortuitous turnover for the Airs.
And that's one to keep an eye on too. Davidson with a little bit shaken up by a left finger injury, not the shooting hand, of course.
That doesn't matter.
Work there by the Rams, and here they come off and running, as we've become so accustomed to here in Christchurch. Second opportunity here, good hustle from Isaac. Smith-Milner from downtown, high-arcing three-ball attempt. Andrew with the rebound.
I don't really like the zone for the Airs. They've come out passive-aggressively. I'd probably rather see them in the man to meet that challenge of the Rams early in this one.
Static here for Fletcher. Go at it alone. Can't get that to go off the glass. And here is Bowen again. Brown downtown. A little bit too heavy.
The change of possession for the Rams is a fast break opportunity. They are pushing the pace really well early in this one.
Davidson just slings it over to Duke in the left corner, and the Airs have their first bucket of the afternoon.
That's a heck of a pass, man. That is just perfectly delivered, comes right into the shooting pocket. Defense shifted. Davidson is just really exploring his game as we watch.
Just averaging under 6 assists a game, but we mentioned all the highlight moments that Carlin Davidson can bring us, but it's that game facilitating as well as Kaya Isaac adds to.
Nice footwork, creates that space. Then good, coming back the other way.
There's Davidson once more, gets a little bit of separation on Brown.
Brown does well there of looking like he's going to go under, but stays and sees if he's going to shoot, able to challenge well.
And a burst of pace there from McDonald, and the foul is going to go on Moller, I believe. Dude, excuse me.
On that one, and we see Moller clean hand afterwards. Good with the foul early. Early CJ Penha signing as Tohi Smith-Milner heads to the bench. CJ Penha Jr., he's been an unsung hero across the competition. Has accepted a low minutes load, but so aggressive every time he comes in the game. He's thirsty for that activity when he finally hits the pine.
And that's the culture they've built here at the Rams, around being unselfish, buying into the greater good. Collective sum of parts. And the Rams open a 7-3 advantage. She is only just beating the 5-second clock there.
Just a little bit of confusion, a little slow to start. As Carlin Davidson went down the court to try and initiate the O.
There's Davidson with it up high, Duke. Good recovery there, Kyle Bowen.
Simple pass there from Carlin Davidson, but the one hand, no touch, left hand push pass to the corner. Just how his game has been evolving over this last wee while. The skill level has really exploded.
Oh, look out! Oh my goodness!
Talk about an explosion! Ronald said, don't talk about these passes, talk about this rise, baby!
Speechless. What a moment here early at Cowles. You're going to see that everywhere on your socials.
That might be up for the play of the game later today. Let me see it again. My eyes deserve it, and so do you at home.
What finger injury.
What a setup on Walter Brown. Carlin Davidson dropped the hammer song. Oh, that's pretty.
That's violent.
That's so pretty.
Do we have the PG rating on this broadcast? R13. Here come the Ears the other way. They got the stop. And here it goes, Davidson once more. I'm sure that'll live long in the memory As Moller now. So back to Davidson, late in the shot clock, pulls up from downtown, and Cullen Davidson is cooking early.
Well, that first dunk goes down, and now you can see him. He's still grabbing that left finger, so that's bothering him, but it hasn't affected the stroke early. Ayers recovering from this early Rams attack.
Here's in front by one. Lovely pass. Bowen to McDonald, who has so much time. Just kisses it off the glass for two.
Well, really nice setup by Bowen there. To me, I think he's a little lucky he didn't get an illegal screen on that fall, trying to sell the call on DKP. Takes out Duran, but it works. Two bucket.
Oh, great ball movement here from the Ayers. Moller, Dukes. Connects Ding Duke from downtown. Ayers to come here to play.
Well, nice response. Early on, it was the Rams' activity that looked like they had the upper hand, but the Ayers have come out and matched it, and now have lifted it to a level that the Rams have to respond to.
3 turnovers early for the Rams, as well as Brown from the free throw line.
Really nice action, just working that handoff with Bowen, who's such an excellent screener. Brown takes advantage from the mid-range.
Tied ball game. Calvin Potter in for the years, as is Jalen Duran. Do it again. Still hesitation. And it's going to get the shooter's roll.
A little bit of a roll on that one. I'd like to see him be a bit more aggressive. He hasn't had a lot of ball in hand, but I think he can certainly be more of an offensive threat than he's shown through his time so far with the Ayers.
A season high of 11 points for Ding Duke. Already got 8 here in this first quarter. Oh, an athletic effort from Max Darling. And just 2 on the shot clock here. In fact, it's reset. And CJ Pena with his first basket.
Yeah, nicely spread out. That long rebound forced the defense to extend. And CJ Pena takes advantage on the drive. There's that aggression I was talking about.
4 scorers now for the Rams as that pass is wayward from Duke. Pinballs around somehow, ends up with Davidson, and Craig Moller, the beneficiary from downtown.
Well, he's spacing out really well, and even though the defense is paying attention to him, just a little bit too much space as he drops that triple to take the lead.
There's McDonald just hanging in the air. Good work by Calvin Potter to force a tough look.
I even like watching Carlin Davidson take rebounds. It's just so floaty.
Oh, just a little bit too much sauce there. Look out in row C.
Speaking about floaty, that fast he's floated away from him with that one. I think I gave him too much praise on the one-hand passes earlier, as he has a wee bit of a laugh about it. I really like the pace early for the Ayers. They've done a nice job of deflecting the Rams' initial transition attacks. And since then, on the make, they're getting back every time, taking away those transition buckets, which the Rams are so good at.
Davison takes a seat. Quinton Bailey in as Smith-Milner checks back in too for the Rams. Can't get that one to go, just a little heavy.
A little bit of contact coming down, but this is going to be called, I believe, like finals basketball. We're at that point of the season. These are 2 teams that met in last year's finals, could possibly meet again in this year's finals. And all that familiarity sometimes breeds a little bit of contempt.
Bailey eventually with it. And lovely fine vision there. Duran, but just a little bit too much. Fletcher had to haul it in, but still finishes with a flourish. And Coach Clinton has seen enough timeout called by the Rams.
The patience and execution of the Rams early been really impressive. I'd like to see more when we come out of it.
Let's throw to an interview earlier this afternoon. Casey caught up with Tohi Smith-Milner.
Well, Tohi coming into the game a little short-handed with Captain Taylor Britt out with injury still. At this point in the season, what kind of effect does it have to have the captain, the leader of the floor, not be available as you're trying to get things tight down the stretch chasing a championship?
Yeah, no, he's a huge piece. What he does on the court can't be replaced, but just means a lot of us older guys and more experienced guys just have to step up and contribute in different ways.
And looking on your own previous championship experience, here's a team that's trying to get its 3rd consecutive title. A lot of teams have you in their bullseye. Everyone's coming. You've pretty much had the top seed locked up for a bit of time now. What is the focus of this team coming down the stretch? Players in and out of the lineup, but still focused on that goal. What does this team have to do to stay on that focus?
Yeah, we all have the same ambition, which is winning that championship. For some of these guys, it's their third one in a row. But yeah, we're just trying to get to the end of the season and hopefully be lock up that top spot. But there's still, as we've got a few more games left, just trying to stack those days up together.
It's always a little bit hurtful to me when guys that I started learning about when they were like 13 talk about being the vets. So wait, you're a vet now, Toy? He's a great leader for this squad. He's been a great performer for years in the competition, and what a pickup for the Rams when he decided to stay the season. This season doesn't look the way it does without Smith Milner in the post.
And Virginia, just a little bit of confusion there for Canterbury, and Armin Fletcher gets it to go. Great possession there for the Airs. Rams through Darling, checks in for the first time this afternoon, and a lot of contact there. Max Darling gets it to go, and a trip to the Chemist Warehouse strut.
Take another look at it. Max Darling getting aggressive, straight at Bailey. The swipe from DKP, just a wee bit too much. Duran, he has a smile about it. You don't want to be a compact car coming down when the semis are coming. You stay out of the way when the 18-wheelers are coming through.
Completes the three-point play. It is Darling to get it back to a four-point game. Now the full court pressure here. Some interesting instruction too, just to our left, Casey, from Coach Clinton to CJ Pena, wanting him to compete more, assert himself. Otherwise, a seat on the bench is there for him.
Yeah, you don't want to hear compete more from a coach. He's saying you need to try, bro.
Calvin Ponto, oh, lovely work. Darling, the recovery to swat. But Fletcher, hands in the cookie jar. Another steal for Armin Fletcher.
He's been right place, right time a few times already today.
Durant had a great outing in Sky Broadband Rapid League and brings that through to the Cowles NBL.
The second chance opportunity is so valuable. The Airs actually don't have an offensive rebound, but that's still pretty much the same activity.
They go back to Darling. They wanted the foul call there, but a quick 5 points off the bench for Max Darling.
Yeah, I thought good defense, but what a penetrating pass from Smith Milner, giving Darling the opportunity for that finish.
Calvin Potter with it now. Big matchup, this one. Trying to get that to go over Darling. Isaac with the rebound.
Strong, stout defense by Darling there, despite the footwork.
Oh, what a screen. Smith Milner. Isaac, though, kicks it back out to Max Darling. And Smith Milner, there is the offensive rebound. That basket won't count.
Jalen Duran with a professional foul, trying to box out Smith Milner, giving up about 9 inches there, so it didn't go very well. I don't know if it was the 9 inches or the 25 kilos. Either way, it was a bit outclassed. But the smart play, don't let him get the shot up after getting that position, force him to earn it from the side.
Speaking of Rapid League, our new record holder, Mana Martin, into the game here in the Cowles NBL, a 31-piece earlier this afternoon as McDonald lets it fly.
That's rangy. You cannot drop your guard for a second. Fletcher just, for a second thought he might get into the pass, but McDonald, I love it when he's aggressive like that, needs to keep that mindset throughout this game.
Cuts it to 2 as Fletcher looking to connect with Calvin Potter. Oh, Smith Milner thought he had it.
Wow, well delivered, nicely read by Tohi Smith Milner, but DKP with the hands and the finish.
It's a little over a minute to go, and then the first as McDonald stays aggressive. Just changes it up there after the 2 made threes this quarter. McDonald will head to the Chemist Warehouse strut to shoot a pair.
And Jack Andrew just gets caught in the wrong position there. If you're going to be helped, you have to be in a stance and ready to actually help. You can't make motions in this game against the Rams. You can't just sort of, oh, I'm there, but I'm not there. You have to be committed to what you're doing. If you're not, plays like that will be seen taking advantage, even though he misses the first from the Chemist Warehouse.
First miss at the charity strut for the Rams. McDonald misses them both. His name Rams Player of the Year at their awards night on Thursday.
Already doing the awards? So much basketball, we've got like the most important part still to come, guys.
I must admit, I did think that too, with 2 regular season rounds to go, but maybe there wasn't many bookings available in Christchurch.
I think the other half is all these guys with Aussie League commitments are going to be out of here pretty quickly at the end of the season.
Oh, we spin. DKP around the world and down.
Spinning the footwork and spinning the rim. DKP aggressive here in the first quarter, doing a nice job. 4 points for him already.
9-second differential game, and shot clock is now around the world at the other end. Walter Brown, it drops. Shot clock goes off late in the first. You go back to Calvin Porto. Davidson. He's got 5 in the first half, including perhaps the dunk of the year. It's picked off. Rams got time. McDonald pulls up. Count it! Shotty Mac puts the Rams out in front. In fact, no, they trail by 1. 27-26. What a first quarter. McDonald with 13 points, leading all scorers. Let's get down to Casey Frank.
Well, a fantastic start, marred a little bit by the end there. What is the key against this Rams team when you're playing well to keep it going that way the rest of the quarter?
Limit our turnovers and limit their offensive boards.
Appreciate the time, Carlin. He's a simple man right now as the task at hand. The Airs have done the job in the first quarter and hold a 27-26 first quarter lead. We'll be back with the second after this.
Back underway here in the second quarter in a moment. Is up 27-26 over the Rams. We've got Airs coach Sam McKinnon with us. Sam, what did you like most about that first quarter?
I like seeing the ball go through the hoop for us. Just a few breakdowns. Just defensively, like we gave a straight line drive to Brown and then the live ball turnover. We've just got to be really solid and fundamental and build it over 40 minutes.
This Rams team, coach, is so successful when they get the ball and start pushing with pace. For the first part of that quarter, the Airs did such a good job, but what is the key to keeping them from finding transition activity?
It's that looking after the ball. Too many turnovers, give them a chance to get downhill. They're really good athletes. They play hard every possession, so just got to build that momentum over 40 minutes and not give up O-boards like that.
Appreciate your time, Sam. All the best for the rest of the game.
And I always love it when we get to talk to a coach and his team doesn't mess up while we're actually speaking to him. And he can't blame us for that chat. It's just missing that one there. Jump ball beneath Brown and Jack Andrew underneath.
Well, I love it when you ask your coach what you liked and then he just descends into what he didn't like.
Oh, yeah. So he likes the bucket.
Once a coach, always a coach.
Yeah. Coaching is a miserable profession.
Oh, great work. Fletcher, the closeout.
Took his eye off it.
Bowen almost shovels it up and in.
Looking at the rebounds and the stats from that first quarter, what I found most interesting, Rams 4 offensive rebound, the Airs 0. Airs a fantastic job normally in that area, but the Rams locked in on the glass early.
Here is Moller with it now. Davison, explosive first quarter. Can't get that one to go, just a little short.
Yeah, good physical contact on that drive-through. Took his legs out and didn't allow him to find that lift.
Right down there, Ihaka Kate into the ball game for the Rams, seeing some rare minutes here in the NBL. McDonald set the table here late in the shot clock, pulls up himself. And first miss from downtown for Sean McDonald.
How about the Rams overall, 3 for 9. The Airs, we talked about, they don't like to shoot threes, 5 for 7 already. Wait, sorry, 6 for 8, 75%. They are, well, like coming into this competition, they're really way down in terms of volume, but they are not the mindset they have today.
6 made threes already today as McDonald lets fire. 6 for 34 and 6 for 23 in that last 2.
Everybody comes to play the champs, baby. Well, that looks like a no call.
Very late call. And it's going to go against Mola.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a block or a charge. We'll take another look at it. I thought, yeah, he lifted over, but taking a look at it there, that's really good defense by Bowen as long as his feet are outside of that charge circle. That to me is well whistled. And Craig Moella's gonna have to be a little bit more careful driving down the lane going forward.
It's Kyle Bowen again, just doing the 1%ers for this Rams roster. They got here offensively early in the second quarter. Isaac Darling, 5 points off the bench in the first, can't get that 3 to go. Mola tidies up, averaging 12 and 12, Craig Mola, since he joined the Airs. Let's do it. Get the foul call there and head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
The Airs are doing a really nice job of playing with the pace. For the most part, not pushing it, but every time there's a little angle, you see him put on the jets. Look there. He's like, oh, I've got a lane, I'm going to take it. You know, occasionally when there's a turnover, oh, we'll push now. But otherwise, they've been really steady. And we were speaking about the threes a moment ago. The Rams averaging 11.5 threes per game. That's first in the competition. The Airs averaging 8.3. That's next to last. One of the big keys for me for the Airs to try and find a way to win was to limit the gap between those. But right now, the gap's the other way. The Airs twice as many makes from deep as the Rams have so far.
Duke makes them both into double-digit scoring. Ding Duke is up by 6. And 6 of their players scoring contributions as well. Collective effort is Smith-Milner. Can't get that 3 to go, and that is going to be ruled last touch by Mola. Can't believe it.
Well, it was Bowen and he both slapping at it, but it looked like it was Mola who slapped at that instead of grabbing it. Couldn't quite get his hands on it. We'll take a second look at it here and see if the replay agrees. Yeah, looks like it's off Mola's hand.
That's that work again at the offensive glass from the Rams. 6-0, and that statistic is Brown makes and McKinnon calls timeout. He's seen enough early in the second.
Well, just a couple of plays where they've dropped their guard. And we saw that early in the first quarter as well, that they didn't come out with that razor's edge intensity and, you know, a baseline out of bounds, just a simple cut by Brown, wide open underneath. You don't want to have that. Let's hear what Coach Sam McKinnon has to talk about it in the timeout.
Let's just go Ram 2. Dom, Craig, Carlin. Let's go Ram 2 there, all right? Arm on, get that there. Dom, you comes out. Ready for the hard show, all right? Ready for the hard show? Craig, you just lift up on this. Lift up there, and arm on, get to the corner. They're hard showing this, little messy pass movement, all right? Hey, just got to be better and more, like, active hands. That was lazy as fucking shit, right? Active hands on that. Baseline out of bounds, go back to man.
Always a pleasure to be led inside the office. Apologies for the language on a Sunday afternoon.
Australians, eh?
If you want to hear me get mad, though, let me talk about the big pineapple pizza.
Come on now.
Well, the $36.99 deal. What a deal for the online code SalesBlock25, or use that QR code, valid until Tuesday, the 1st of July. If you have to have a pineapple pizza, it might as well be this one. But I still think it's an abomination.
That's very unkind to most people with taste.
Yeah, because that's the two things that go together. Cheese and pineapple, the best.
Let's talk some basketball as Duke.
You're frozen. It's because I froze you. You have no comeback.
Calvin Potter, lovely ball movement again. Davidson wide open.
Look at that board.
Athleticism from Darling.
Well, just going out of his cylinder and above DKP, and him and DKP having a little chat about it on the way back.
Work there, finding the mismatch, and Bowen makes him pay, and we'll have an opportunity here to make it a three-point play.
Well, worst of both worlds there for Dutt. He's down low in the mismatch, and he gets the soft foul. If you're going to hack somebody, you got to hack him. Especially Kyle Boland, the way he goes hard. Just a little touch foul like that. No. You got to come down on that arm and make him earn it from the line. The last thing you want to do is give him the three-point play opportunity from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Fresh off that triple-double against the Jets, Kyle Bowen. Jerky shooting action, but he makes it work.
It ain't pretty, but it's effective.
1 point game. Send traffic at 2. It's out of the trap. Durant around Smith-Milner. And lovely for the mid-range. Jalen Durant.
Tony Smith-Milner goes with the eyebrow fake there. And Jalen Durant had barely caught it. He was already in the air. Easy, fundamental one dribble jumper.
Back out to a 3-point game is Brown. Looking for options. No Sean McDonald on the floor at the moment here for the Rams. And they're going to deer Bowen into a 3, and he says, bring it on.
Well, you can get tricked into thinking it's not effective by watching him shoot. Craig Muller way too low. He's acting as the backline of the defense there in no man's land.
Nice work there, though. Ding Doot, and Armand Fletcher again staying aggressive on the defensive end.
I actually thought Walter Brown fouled him a little bit. He had that clean path to the ball.
Fletcher with 2 steals already. As Isaac now gets the shoulder into Durant and gets the roll as well.
Good strong move getting to the cup. For some reason, he already complained about the contact. That's the level of contact that's happening out here. Those little soft whistles, they're not coming your way. You should stop talking to the refs about it.
There's Muller now looking to get physical with Bowen. Taking his time, step back. The work there by Bowen. Loose ball. I believe that's last touch on Isaac, and it is going to stay with the ears.
Love that hustle from DKP. He's well outside that play, but just refuses to give up the energy. And chases down that ball, beating Kaya Isaac to it and earning the airs another possession. And every single possession is going to be important as we go along in this game. When it comes down the stretch, I would not be surprised if this is the last-second shot today.
Dude just slings it over to Durant, right-hand corner. What a pass it was. Can't get the mate.
Well delivered, but not finding the efficiency right now.
Quick catch and shoot from Smith-Milner. Can't get it to go. Rams staying cold from downtown. 3 of 13.
What a screen. That is painful, man. When you got some of the biggest screeners in the competition with Tohy Smith-Milner, Max Darling, and DKP out here today, and DKP laid that wood on Walter Brown's ribs. You can't get mad at the screener, get mad at your teammates.
I was about to say, where's the comms?
Somebody's got to come up and call that out.
Look out for your brother.
And if I'm Walter Brown, I'm going down there and I'm saying, hey, what do you dudes want to say something? Just give me something from a ways away. Because that'll have your head on a swivel the rest of the game. If you can't trust your bigs to call that out for you, that defensive pressure, it gets affected.
Fletcher misses the first. Great veteran presence, Calvin Potter off the bench for this year's roster, impacting the game in many ways. It's Fletcher, and this is the second free Cowles those here at Cowles.
Was that free pizza slices?
I believe so.
Was that the 2 misses?
The 2 misses.
On
Not that it's ever made it to the commentator's desk, but...
You get paid to be here, bro. That's what the money is for, as Don Draper would say.
Okay.
The pizza's for the fans. I would have expected a little bit more excitement on that one. Miss twice, get a slice. The airs right now, pretty efficient from everywhere but the stripe. Only 10 attempts in total. This is a well-defended and well-officiated game up to this point. They're making them earn it on the court. Look at the shot clock right now. They've only got 6 seconds to get this across halfway, and they get it quicker than that.
McDonald, Pena Jr., more movement, Smith-Milner, Isaac, again, the 3 ball just not dropping for the home team.
Well, nice offense. You can't ask for anything more than a wide open shot. Quinn Clinton will take that every possession today.
Davison, no look at it. Calvin Potter in the corner.
just manipulated the defense so well, looking down at the roll man. DKP unable to hit.
McDonald, Smith-Milner, Darling, quick catch and shoot. Again, lid on the rim down this left end.
And that is now 3 for 15 from the strike, or from the three-point line, down to 20%.
Davidson just too strong. Timeout coming here. Quinn Clinton, Rams coach, frustrated.
Well, it's not a bevy of mistakes. There's not a whole bunch of issues, but it's every once in a while a play like that where Carlin Davidson just has free range to go straight down the line and get that finish. The rotation's not there. And 4 or 5 great plays, 1 miss. Let's hear what Quinn Clinton has to say about it to the squad now.
Just defensively, offense will take care of itself. Everything's too easy. We've got 3 fucking team fouls. I've got more disruption up the floor. Let's fucking be up and in. Call the punch screens. Whoever it is, call the punch screens. We've been hit on every single one. Okay?
Well, once again, we appreciate the look inside the huddles, but a little bit upset. And actually, the 3 fouls was something I noticed in the first quarter. 1 foul in the first quarter, just 3. And why is he upset about that? Coaches, they're not upset about not fouling. They're upset about the lack of effort a lack of foul shows. When you're not playing physically, you don't get fouls. Having 4 or 5 fouls every quarter is what you want as a coach, because it shows you're on that razor's edge in terms of physicality.
Feels like it's at that playoff intensity without that physicality, though, from the Rams. They know going into this one, so much at stake for both teams, and both teams leaving it all out there.
But sometimes that can be that malaise that I was speaking of earlier, when you're chasing your 3rd championship and you've just about you've had your postseason appearance locked up and you pretty much have it locked down to get home court advantage. It can get a little repetitive. You're like, oh, let's get to the finals. Well, you're not there yet. And if you slip up again today and let this Ayers team get that win, that is going to open that door for a team up in the Capitol.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Saints will be licking their lips, and the prospect of the Rams dropping one at home as Davidson just... There is that aggression.
I don't know why that's a foul on Davidson. Davison there. He's moving his hips, and to me it was Kai Isaac actually getting the arm in and shoving him off.
Couple of Tall Blacks there, staging pleasantries as McDonald now. Oh, works out okay, works out well for the Rams. Darling up and under and in.
Yeah, Duran nearly forces the turnover, but instead it's an assist. Oh, and Sean McDonald gets called for the foul there when it looked like Duran had only lost possession.
Well, at least Quinn Clinton can be happy. He got a foul.
Well, I think a bit softer than he was hoping for.
And here they come, applying the pressure in the half court. Set the trap here on Duran. Good work eventually. Davidson now. There's that one-handed push pass to Mola.
Ayers beating that initial double team, and when that's beat, they've got the numbers all of a sudden. Craig Mola wide open 3 because the pace with which they initiate the offense after beating that initial double.
9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Craig Mola. As the Ayers lead by 4. And Isaac, little ISO ball here.
It's bad offense. Ball doesn't go through hands, no movement, real stale offensively, not what you want a couple of possessions after a timeout.
He is just going to slow this one down. Get to the offensive set. Oh, what a pass. Oh, it was right there for Jack Andrew.
Jack Andrew didn't quite see it coming through. It was in the right spots, right thought. No issue with Davison trying to deliver it there. Just Jack Andrew has to... When you're playing with a player like Davison that wants to play, you just have to keep your mind on that pass at all times. Even if you don't think there's an angle, the passer may. Back to the zone. When the Ayers were in it earlier, the Rams got a lot of space.
Pena Jr. Can he put an end to this 3-point shooting frustrations? He can't, but that one's going to go on Max Darling, so frustration almost spilling over here for the hosts.
Rams 3 for 17 now. These are great looks, you know, for the most part. I'd say of these 18, 12 of them are basically wide open. And not what you would expect to see them missing ones they would consider easy for most of the season.
Duran now up high, McDonald all over him. Calvin Poto. And Once more. A lovely find, but Pena Jr., he swatted it away, but there is contact, whistle, and a foul.
A lot of contact and body. Part of that's because DKP's got such a big frame that you're going to find that there. But he pivots well. Look at this footwork on this catch. Just straight footwork, pivoting right into the hip. That's where the foul is. Everything's clean up high, but that body contact, DKP finds it, is rewarded for it, and he's off to the Chemist Warehouse strike now.
And that's 3 on Pena Jr. inside 7 minutes on the court. He checks out.
Every free throw so important because the Chemist Warehouse has teamed up with Basketball New Zealand this season to the Hoops and Schools program, and every free throw made adds to the kitty. And every team that hits 225, that means a new pair of hoops somewhere in need in Aotearoa. Keep an eye out on Basketball New Zealand's channels to see where those hoops will be going in, all thanks to the Chemist Warehouse.
6-point game now in favor of the Airs as McDonald looks to split the defense. Bowen fighting for it. No call either. And just nothing changing at the offensive end here for the Rams. Held to 37 points, just a shade over 2 minutes to go in the half. Very uncharacteristic as Calvin Poto finds Moller. Isaac in his face, doesn't matter.
The threes are raining. They're the second lowest makes a game in threes throughout the season, but not today. Can Walter Brown get the lid off? He cannot.
3 for 18 now for the Rams, 17% from downtown. And Airs could take a double-digit lead here, and they do.
Fantastic finish. Carlin Davidson showed him the spice.
McDonald now finally stops the rot for the Rams.
Well, he may have to get even more aggressive. He's doing a nice job pushing the pace, but he's the lone net player right now with his eye in. He may have to carry a bit of that load till somebody comes with him.
Still here for the Rams, and here they come. Can they put together back-to-back baskets? No call. Oh, very late call.
No, that's out of bounds. They're saying it's off the bottom, out of bounds. No physicality there. Sean McDonald is perplexed, thinking that there was a bit more physical contact than the officiating crew agreed with.
Coach Clinton needs to be careful here. Just to our left.
Haven't seen any warnings yet. You keep going until you get a warning. I mean, if you're a coach, you can really keep going until you get a tee. I mean, if you're trying to prove a point. Yeah, a lot of complaints about the reaching, but to me, it's good physical basketball. Both teams are getting into the mix and playing like it's finals time, because it just about is.
Moller, lovely pass. Davidson has a bit of separation, and the threes keep raining.
He's toying with the defense. He is toying with the defense right now. 3 Taranaki Airs on 12 points, and now another turnover. They are perplexed.
6th turnover the afternoon for the Rams. Berefta answers right now without their captain and point guard Taylor Britt, and in a 12-point hole.
That's the key. Yeah, we're without a point guard to be out there, or the guy who normally does it to say, hey, this is what we're running, this is where we're going. You can see the confusion on this Ram squad faces, and you can hear the fear in the crowd. They are getting pensive.
Haven't lost here this season, of course. As Isaac can't get that corner 3 to go. Just one of those afternoons so far. The law of averages says it should turn, but who knows? Gonna slow it right down, about a 6-second differential between game and shot clock.
Rams have their player timeout to use afterwards if they want.
Moller, almost expecting that to go in for Taranaki. Here come the Rams. Shot clock's off. Bounce pass to Bowen. Oh, that was an extra step missed by the officials. Doesn't matter. McDonald with the miss.
They don't use it.
Davidson puts up the prayer. It isn't answered. Well, how about that? The 20 minutes of basketball here in Christchurch. The Taranaki Airs have come to play, looking to sew up a home elimination final. They lead the Canterbury Rams, the 2-time defending champions, 51 points to 39. 3 players in double digits scoring: Moller, Dute, and Davidson for the Rams. It's just Sean McDonald. He's got 15 points, and he's with Casey.
Well, Sean, the 3-point line has gone a little bit cold. Where can the Rams go to find their offensive efficiency in the second half?
We need to keep trusting the paint. We're getting in there, they're collapsing. We're going to keep shooting it with confidence. We know they'll drop, but we just got to get feet in the paint first.
51 points given up to the Airs. What's the key to slowing down this efficiency they've shown in the first half?
Yeah, slow them in transition. That starts with good offense, predictable shots. Then we can keep them out of the paint early, and they're knocking down threes on kickouts. So we just need to keep them in front.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. And now I've got Deng Dut coming in. Fantastic start for the Airs offensively. What's been the key to finding this efficiency from deep that you haven't really seen all season long?
I think just taking care of the ball. We understand that if we have live ball turnovers, they're able to capitalize on that. So we're just trying to make the extra pass and find the open guy and make the right shots.
As good as the offense is, the defense even better, holding the Rams to 39 points and really limiting their efficiency from deep. How have the Airs been able to do that here in the first half, and how can you keep it going in the second?
I mean, we're just trying to limit easy shots, so making everything as hard as we can. Contested threes, contested twos, contest everything at the rim. So they haven't been able to hit that many in the first half, but we just got to stay locked in with that and make sure, contest every shot in the second half as well.
Well, appreciate the time and good luck in the second half. Back to you, Nick.
Appreciate that, Casey. We got ourselves a good one here at Cowles on a Sunday afternoon. Rarefied air for the Airs. 51-39. Can they hand the Rams their first loss at home of the season and hand them back-to-back losses in the process as we enter the business end in the Cowles NBL? Can't wait for the second half. So much more to come here from Cowles Stadium. Halftime at Cowles Stadium, some pretty direct instruction there from Rams coach Quinn Clinton. Nick Bueller here, Casey Frank alongside. The Rams down by 12.
Not expected as we take a look at the inclusion round activity. The Sal's NBL inclusion round, making sure basketball's a game for everyone. They're having a great time out there, and definitely a better time than the Rams, who have not been able to figure out what to do from deep. 3 for 20 from beyond the arc, and the offensive efficiency of the Airs has been fantastic as we take a look at some highlights from the first half, and none better than this right here. Carlin Davidson putting his stamp on the basketball game. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. A little bit of a check mark with the 5 turnovers, but the aggression is there. He's getting to the cup, he's creating for his teammates, and the energy is just fantastic.
At the other end of the equation, it's been a one-man show from the Rams in terms of Sean McDonald. 15 points for him, 5-11 shooting, trying to get it done without their court marshal, their captain, Taylor Britt.
And it's been difficult. You can see that nobody's setting the table right now. Nobody's manipulating the defense enough. Obviously, McDonald, fantastic score. When he gets a little bit of space, he's taking advantage of it. But what you need is somebody to start penetrating, draw defense, and kicking. Right now, I think too many Rams are thinking that I need to be the head of the tip of the spear. Well, somebody needs to set it up for someone else to do the damage on that weak side.
So Sean McDonald is 3 from 6 from downtown. The rest of the Rams, none for 14.
Oosh,
I know it's cold down here, Casey, but it's not that cold. Surely for a Rams team that average, 11.5 made threes a game this season? What is going on, and where do they adjust?
Well, they're going to have to look for adjustments by going inside. They've got this strong interior. They've got 6 offensive rebounds. See if they can go to that. But what I don't like is 9 assists. This is a team that when they're playing great, they've got like that 75% of assist rate. That 9 out of 16, that's not enough. They need to be more generous with the basketball, moving it around.
Looking forward to the second half. Can the Rams turn it around, or is it more offensive prowess? We're about to find out.
Rams, I think, always been just a staple in the New Zealand basketball, and so many good players that come out of there, coaches. Just has a great following, very passionate about their basketball, and I think our success has hopefully just sparked it even more, and we're going to see more of it to come.
I think the culture that we've built in the environment, like the standard that we, train at, play at, is, high, and I guess for any young guys, and like myself in particular, like I'm trying to thrive in those sort of environments to get myself to that next level, whether that be Tall Blacks, ANBL, or EuroLeague or anything like that.
Yeah, well, obviously it's a big deal with our community and everything down in Canterbury for the Rams. It's been a huge thing for us to go from 1 to now even 2, and now obviously pushing for a 3rd one. So it's pretty exciting times for us.
No one's trying to get their own. It could be anyone's night, any given night, and I think we're all happy celebrating everyone's success. So you're going to win games that way, I think so.
Success for me would look like we have, a winning season and winning a championship, but also having guys go on and achieve their goals and make that next contract and just improve as players. And I think, not only that, but off the court too, like are we developing the right guys and those right habits that transfer even after the basketball career? I think that's a big one.
Welcome back to Cowles Stadium. Live pictures. Is Taylor Britt unavailable this afternoon. Worth mentioning too, of course, Casey Frank. No Tama Isaac as well. He's usually their backup point guard. Part of that story there in terms of the Rams culture. You've got to wonder how much is the impact of not having just not only Britt, but Tama Isaac as well in terms of setting the table for this Rams offense.
And it's not just in terms of setting the table, it's in terms of hunting the kind of shots we're looking for. When you're 3 for 20 in the first half, and everybody but one guy is 0 for 14. You need to start looking for different shots, and that's what a true point guard does. And it's a bit of a lost art, but the Rams have 2 of them. Normally with Taylor Britt and Tama Isaac, and to lose both of them at the same time, it is going to cause some issues, and it has. The Airs come out, just pick it up right where they left off.
I can't believe that from the Rams. First possession, I was looking for head to the paint. Again, another 3 and another miss, 3 for 21.
And so where does the adjustment come? Because right now the Airs, the game plan is right where they want it to be.
Davidson, nice pass again to Ding Duke. Can't get that one to go. Bowen with the rebound. And Coach Clinton imploring McDonald to push the pace. Rams down 14. There we go. Trying to get it in down low.
That's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Dutt as well, as he just hacks Kyle Bowen.
He must have heard you in the first half.
And you know what he did a good job of is he fouled before he caught the pass, so there's no shot. Oh yeah? Okay, I'll lock him down. Let me just grab him everywhere. 3rd personal foul. Coach Sam McKinnon's leaving him in there, though, so it'd be interesting to see if that changes his defensive intensity.
Oh, this from way downtown from Sean McDonald, the only Ram to make it 3 thus far. Tohi Smith-Milner, though, cleaning it up. That offensive rebounding again, 7-1 in favor of the Rams.
But haven't done as much as I think they could. I like that. Get back inside. Use your physical gifts.
Lovely ball movement again from the Airs as Moller catches Isaac in the air. Can't get it to go. Gets it back, though. Bowen gets a piece. 2nd time around. And a call eventually on Armin Fletcher, the foul committed.
Well, I like this from Kyle Bowen. Let's get in there. Let's get some energy. Let's get a little bit of niggle. Great attack on the rim. Walter Brown does well to shield the first one, and then just effort by Bowen coming out of that one. Finding that contact, forcing whistles. And good to get 2 whistles as well. That's a little bit closer to the bonus, which I think would help this Rams offense as well.
Brown from downtown, finally. Another player other than S. McDonald registers and made 3 for the Rams.
So, did we say stop shooting threes? No, just keep letting them fly. Eventually they'll drop.
Well, that's it, right? The law of averages says they should shoot at about 70% in the second half. The Rams have cut it back to single digits as Davidson finds Duke alone. Downtown Ding Duke, season high for the Airs.
Yeah, best game of the season for him, and the most aggressive I've seen, and the most aggressive his teammates are looking to create for him.
A couple of skyscrapers there meeting up high, but Bowen gets the better of Andrew.
Yeah, I think that got blocked off the glass, but well placed by Bowen to get the finish.
Duke with a little dish to Andrew. From shooter to facilitator there, Ding Duke.
Airs just really looking comfortable offensively.
Oh, Tohi tiptoeing down the baseline, but can't get it to go with the reverse. Davidson bounce pass, threads the needle. Andrew, the size advantage on Bowen that can't get the make.
And good defense by Bowen once again, right place, right time. And that physical contact's lifted for the Rams here in the second half.
Isaac wanting the switch, slings it to Brown, who fires a pass over to McDonald, gets around Toots. Get it to go.
That's a miss, but you love that possession. Manipulate the defense, ball goes side to side, and forcing their errors into multiple rotations. That's success for Coach Clinton moving forward.
Here's by a dozen. Duke, he's got 15. Calls the screen, lovely pick and roll action with the block.
Oh my goodness, Walter Brown denies him at the rim. And does he keep it going over this way?
Is that the spark the Rams need at the other end? McDonald from downtown, no. Bowen with the rebounds. And he's called for the foul to push in the back. We'll take a second look at the block. Brown on Andrew.
Well, just beautiful timing. Andrew there, I think, goes up for the finger roll, thinks he can go to the other side. Well, not expecting that to go to the left. Just a fantastic timing by Kyle Bowen, showing off his elite athleticism and defensive abilities.
Here's though, still leading by 12. Keeping the Rams at bay. Loose pass there though. 8 turnover for the Airs. Here come the Rams. Don't want to give them an invitation back into this one.
Sending back McKinnon not too far from calling a timeout if we see another turnover for the Airs.
Isaac. Double team and the tip from Davidson just all over them. Unfamiliarity for guys like Isaac in the point guard position, and is pressurizing with intent.
And switching those defenses. Sometimes they're coming up and doubling, sometimes they're back in the zone. Sometimes you see the switch. They're doing a nice job of keeping the Rams off balance in terms of what they're running.
Isaac, the spin and the jump on Duran. Doesn't get it to go from 12 feet. And the Airs go here. There's Durant. Gets it to Moller. Down low. Calvin Poto, great find, and it's the Rams who call the timeout.
Well, perfect execution. That's how you manipulate the defense. Come off the on ball, kick it quick. The nice high-low action DKP with the quick roll. Pushing this out to a 14-point lead. Rams got to find some answers. We're hoping for some intensity without the bad words this time from Coach Quinn Clinton in the huddle.
All right, going to quick show here. Okay, at the 5, we're switching 1 through 4. All right, it doesn't matter what defense we do. If we're doing it with fucking low intensity.
We tried and we missed.
We gave it a try. 0 from 3 for the afternoon.
I'll tell you what, the league office may have to write some emails about coach's language this time around, but we do appreciate the access. Sometimes when you get access, you see the other side of things.
At least we can talk about pineapples on pizza for a little bit longer.
I'll let you talk about, because I don't want to dissuade those pizzas. Hey, if you love pineapple pizza, why not get this one?
Oh, I reckon it's the best out there, the large, big pineapple pizza. It's got a bit of ham on it, doesn't it? So it's effectively a Hawaiian.
Yeah, you're not convincing me, but I'm sure you're convincing somebody.
Make sure you use that online code, the QR code as well. They remain loud here at Cowles Stadium. The Encore MC trying to get some energy into the building. It's their team struggling to get them up and loud thus far. Yeah. Down 14, uncharted territory for many Rams faithful and players.
How about that fan vote on the mixandpick.com poll? 2/3 still thinking the Rams can get it. That is some Rams faithful indeed out there doing the voting.
Brown, oh, lovely. Out the back of the hand pass, but Smith-Milner was just waiting for the call. Didn't come. Oh, microcosm of the Rams afternoon.
Pardon me, Nick. Well, but I like the play. Finally, the Rams attacking the rim. They just need to stick with it.
Lovely crossover. Well read, though, by Brown.
That's the 6th turnover for Carlin Davidson. He just needs to be a little bit less aggressive at times.
Getting some stops, the Rams. It's this issue here at the offensive end is CJ Pena back into the game on 3 fouls, and they will count that.
Well, tremendous balance shown by CJ Penha there. He gets into the spot, and the strong Quinn Bailey behind him gets that contact. Look at that, just stops it. I mean, he drags that foot a bit, but that's because of the contact. I'd probably be okay with it staying on the floor because of that, but the aggressive offensive move is rewarded, and doubly so with the three-point play. Well, I guess 0.5 so, not doubly.
Held to 9 minutes in that first half. Pena Jr., because of those 3 fouls, certainly get going at the offensive end.
I like this from the Rams, a little change in defensive intensity, forcing the turnover.
McDonald just rips it away, and Kyle Isaac with the easy layup. Coach McKinnon seen enough.
Well, exactly what you want to see from the Rams, changing things up. That's not working, let's try this. Let's come out and press. And Jalen Duran, way too aggressive against 3 players, just needs to come to a drop step, reverse it. Instead, dribbles into it, and now that's 10 turnovers for the Taranaki Airs. And that possession game is going to start taking its toll. You look at the shots taken. The Rams have taken 52, just shooting 40%. It's not their day. The Airs, though, only 42 shots so far because of those 10 turnovers, because they've only got 2 offensive rebounds. The possession game is in favor of the Rams. If they can lift their efficiency just slightly, take a little bit better shot, just a couple more attacking the rim, they're going to be right back in this ball game and not feel good about being 9 down, but more or less be tied.
So it's a pretty obvious message from Coach McKinnon, you feel, here in this timeout. Take better care of the ball. Limit those opportunities, second chance opportunities in particular, for the Rams to get out and running in transition. And this should be theirs, really, given the shooting night that the Rams are having.
Yeah, I mean, we're having, but a good team is going to come back. Even though each game is a small sample size, and they could miss a ton of them. Great teams, they feel that greatness, they have confidence in themselves to make the next shot. So they're at 17% now with 4 makes. I wouldn't be surprised if they get up to 10. And look at that live ladder. The Saints are happy about that one. They were, wait a minute, this is going to happen? It could. It definitely could if things stay this way. But the Rams, I guarantee, have one more run left in them.
And the Airs, of course, could make a big step towards a home elimination final.
Big shot.
How about that for after timeout? Just what Coach McKinnon would have been wanting.
Cold-blooded. He makes the mistake before the timeout, but they go right back to him and he rewards him.
That's a really early shot with minimal ball movement there from Pena Jr. And the Airs back out to that 12-point lead.
Also notice the Airs back to that zone now. They have seen too much cutting. They want to gum up the offense for the Rams.
Duran, Moller has had himself a day from downtown. Can't get that one to go, Craig Moller.
Duran just a half-second late with that delivery, allowing C.J. Pena Jr. to get to the contest. That's strong.
Bully ball stuff there from Max Darling on Andrew. Earns himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse.
You don't see a lot of dudes dribble into the chest of Jack Andrew and watch him just bounce backwards 4 feet. Max Darling, I mean, just such a physical force on the low post. I would like to see him impose his will on the game a little bit more often. It's tough to do for this Rams team. They've got such depth. They've moved that ball around. But he is certainly a guy that, when you're struggling a bit, you want to make an impression. Oh, just toss it down to Max in the post. Let's see what he can do. Let's just give him a chance to be the most powerful player on the court, which he so often is.
Makes them both. Does Darling back to a 10-point game. It almost is a luxury and a curse in some ways, the Rams' depth in terms of guys being unfamiliar with increased roles when their calling card comes from the bench. But there are opportunities here for guys like Max Darling, Pena Jr. to stamp their mark on the game as Davidson can't get it to go with the left. Can't believe the no call.
Yeah, really nice finish, but they're letting that contact go today, so the teams have to adjust.
McDonald now silky smooth with the left. Cuts it to 8 back-to-back baskets for the 2-time champs.
And you cannot have penetration like that against the zone. That is what you're defending against. When you allow that, you might as well get back to the man.
Mollett, Duran, Davidson up high. Gets it to Mollett in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Posts up on Pena Jr. Makes a nuisance of himself.
Oh, he's grabbing his wrist after that one.
And here come the Rams again on a mini run. McDonald somehow gets it to Darling over the shoulder. Max Darling down.
And that's what I'm talking about. just give it to Max and get out of the way. Let's let him impose his will on the game for a few possessions here.
11 points, 14 minutes for Darling, and all of a sudden, it's a 6-point game.
And now the Airs are looking a little flustered here offensively.
Duke just pulls up. That 3-ball doesn't go. Strong rebound from Andrew. Needed that one. Just the 4th offensive board for the Airs thus far.
And he did it in the mismatch, and that's what they have to attack. If they're going to put a guard on these bigs, they have to be relentless in their glass attack. Andrews does it that time, and he's rewarded with the bucket.
Rams, their best offensive quarter so far. It's 39 points in the first half as Pena Jr. lets it fly. 4 for 25 now from downtown, the home team.
Duke, great defense. Bullet there.
And the pressure continues. McDonald all over Moller.
Man, this is a physical game.
Duran gets the switch. Not a great pass to Moller. Oh, what was that?
That was a big-time bucket, baby. Throw it low, doesn't matter. I'm going to make it. Craig Muller again.
What a contribution from the Aussie. He's lost the handle there on the rebound.
I think that's going to be a jump. I don't know if they saw it. Oh, no, off the Rams.
Okay. But Craig Muller, 15 points. All of them made from downtown. 5 for 7. He's also got 10 rebounds and 7 assists. Triple-double watch for the big fella.
Yeah, I did not expect those assists to keep coming in the second half. He's got 2 of them, but he has certainly come to play today. As you mentioned, 0 for 6 from inside the arc, but 15 points outside of it. Part of this fantastic day for the Airs, where they've already got almost double the amount of threes they normally make. 12 for 22 now.
Calvin Poto back in. Duran will pull up from downtown. And that was last touch by Andrew. Rams ball. 1:23 to go in the third. Can the Rams get it back to single digits?
Yeah, it's a minute here. Really important, I think, for the Rams to get it under 10 going into the fourth, just for that momentum.
A lovely pass. McDonald, Darling, rim rocker.
He definitely got fouled. That was a fantastic drop-off by Sean McDonald. And Max Darling showing the power.
And now a turnover forced by Walter Brown. Couple of big plays at either end for the Rams.
For me, that was really Bowen. His physicality on the passer just forces it off a little bit. The combination of Brown pushing him out, the collective effort. It's down to 9. Can they cut it down a little bit deeper with this last minute?
Just lost the ball, which was under the scorer's bench.
It disappeared. Nobody knew where it went. Back to the zone. Let's see what the Rams attack it.
Brown, and they're going to call that one. It's a little bit too physical there, Jamin Duran.
Right whistle, though. Is that shooting? Is that free throws? Where are we at here? Yeah, that's shooting. That's the 5th foul.
So Walter Brown, one of his first free throw attempts of the afternoon. What a little burst this has been from the Rams. It's 51-39 at halftime. The Airs have done well, punch and counterpunch really in this third quarter, but a mini run here for the hosts. As Brown gets that one to go down.
Well, you're never going to expect the Rams to just go away quietly. You know that run's going to come. But then what's the counter? How do we respond? They've come at us for 3 or 4 minutes, and the Airs responded once, but now they're going to have to do so again.
52 seconds in the third quarter. Feels like a big moment here for the Airs as well. Keep it beyond 2 possessions. As the Rams faithful find their voice. Davidson would find a Fletcher. Cuttle on the baseline, gets the roll and the foul, and just caught up there, unfortunately, Armand Fletcher. Brown airborne, on it, connected.
Yeah, well, Walter Brown just landed
on the way
his head.
down. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But I love the set before that. Armand Fletcher's going to be okay. You know, just a grown adult stepping on your head afterwards. Nice move. Look at that. Looks at the reverse. Tricks Toy Smith-Milner, comes up on the strong side, and Walter Brown going for the rebound. lands on the head afterwards. It's here. Looks like a reverse. That what Smith Milner goes for, with the foul in there, and mostly on the side. He's gonna be all right. Rub some dirt on it. Be good to go.
6 points for Fletcher.
First foul of the game on Tohi Smith-Milner.
Can't complete the three-point play. An opportunity here for the quick 2-and-1.
And he's back to the man off that miss.
Brown, Smith-Milner, McDonald.
You just don't expect that to miss, really. Great ball movement, giving up a good shot for a great one, but that one just a little wayward for McDonald.
Shot clock goes off. Davidson with Brown in front. Is up by 9. Wants the screen, Carlin Davidson. Invites Brown for the dance. Finds Duran in the corner. Doesn't go. Is continue to edge closer towards what would be a famous victory here in Christchurch. They lead by 9, but the Rams won't go away. So we send it down to Casey Frank.
Well, Kyle, a nice push there for times, but the Airs keep on junking things up defensively. What's the key to maintaining that gap when you get it down to 2 or 3?
Yeah, just discipline. We haven't come up with enough stops in a row. Credit to the Airs, they're playing well, but we just got to be better right now.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the fourth quarter. And will we be back with that action? The Taranaki Airs holding a 70-61 lead heading into the fourth.
Huge fourth quarter ahead here at Cowles Stadium. Fans up on their feet. Unfamiliar territory for many, with the Rams down by 9. We're joined by head coach Quinn Clinton. Quinn, appreciate your time. It hasn't been an afternoon for your team shooting the 3-ball, 4 for 26. What adjustments have you liked in the third, and what do you want to see more of in the fourth?
Yeah, just like our lift defensively, like our intensity was lacking for those first 2 quarters. Better lift in the third. Offensively, yeah, just trying to play off that paint touch. Still backing our shooters to knock in shots here.
Well, speaking of shooters now knocking shots, 26 of your shots from deep right now, 4 for 26 shooting the ball. Are you happy with the balance of the inside out, looking for threes, or would you like to be more aggressive to the paint?
Yeah, that's the key. It's just having a good balance. Just having a balance of those paint touch looks and then the threes. Sorry, I just lost track.
No, you're all good, mate. Appreciate you got a lot on your plate. Thanks for your time, Quinn Clinton, Rams coach.
I can't believe he apologized to us.
Oh, he's a nice fella, man. They're all nice from Christchurch.
Most coaches say, no, my goodness.
Oh, I'm loving this battle. Brown and Davidson, and a wee points victory there for the former.
These dudes only meet 12 feet above the ground. I love the attack by Walter Brown, goes to the dunk, but a great challenge by Davidson makes it tough.
Mullen out, puts his head down and loses his footing.
Oh, that's gonna be a travel, out of bounds either way.
Unfortunate there for Craig Moller. The 12th turnover though for the Taranaki is 12-6, that turnover count.
Well, you look at the turnovers, that's twice as many turnovers as the opposition. They've given up nearly twice as many offensive rebounds, 7-4, and that's coming into the possession game. That's why the Rams have 7 more shots. That's why shooting 43%, they're still right in this ball game, down 7, despite the efficiency we've seen from the airs, the 52% from inside the arc, or overall 50% from outside the arc. That lack of ability to win the possession game for the airs, that's what's allowed the Rams to stick around despite not playing their best today.
Sean McDonald leading the Rams charge offensively with 17. Brown, Darling now corner 3. And there's that message, liking the look, but it's just not falling.
And those looks off penetration, vastly different than just dribbling around and jacking it up. When you make the defense bend, it's a better percentage. The Rams just hoping it's going to drop eventually.
Davidson, Moller wide open. He's made 5 from downtown. Make it 6.
That's a timeout. The Rams, there's just no communication on that one. Wide open in the corner. Here's a man who's hit now 6 threes. 6 of 8, by the way. He's shooting 75% from deep, and he doesn't have a red jersey within 6 feet of him on the perimeter. You go into the timeout, just lose it, lose everybody else. Don't lose this dude.
I know we like to make a lot of Quinn Clinton's age, but that position there is just going to age him. As we take a second look, nothing but nylon.
And Walter Brown immediately is like, what is going on? Why are we empty? We're staying away from the audio in the timeouts for reasons you may guess at home. But take a look at the live standings.
I tell you who's loving this one at home, the men from the Capital.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't gotten a text from Jordan Mills yet saying, can we keep it this way? But the Saints have worked all season long to get to this point, and while it seemed like it was a coronation for the Rams early in the season, this is why you keep playing, because right now, if they can stick with it, they will have the inside chain, and it will all come down to this game on Tuesday night.
Oh, great scheduling from the league. Casey Frank and company. Tuesday night could decide top spot. Rams, Saints in the Capital TSB Arena. What a doozy that'll be.
Well, it's certainly going to come down to possibly the game of the season. If the Rams lose this one, that's what will decide home court advantage in the postseason. But the Taranaki Airs have a wee bit of work to do first.
10-point game. McDonald, he does it all himself after the timeout.
You're worried about the other weapons, but that's the number one. You have to keep a body on him, and he finds that space in the mid-range. 19 points now, and his efficiency starting to lift.
Ding 2, looking at his options. Gets a pass out to Davidson, who just shovels it over to Moller. And Craig Moller cannot miss. He is feeling it.
7 for 9 from deep. He's got more three-point shots than the Airs normally average.
And he's got 3 times, or 3 more, I should say 2 more now than the Rams as a total.
And finally, Tohi Smith-Milner gets his eye in. He's almost mad that it finally is. He was waiting for that to happen earlier.
Davidson now with a bit of space. Looks for the pass. And TKP on TSM.
Oh. So what they're saying is hand on the hip pulling down. It looks from an angle like it was just the pull of the chair. But when you put that hand in, watch this right hand on the hip. That right there. When you put that right hand on the hip, that's what's getting called. You're all good to pull out the chair, but if you give it a little bit of help, that's where they get you. Tohi, trying to act like he didn't do anything.
Not fooling nobody with our fantastic camera work, yeah.
Vote for your game MVP. The mixandpick.com poll is waiting. Davidson and Moller leading the way now.
I was going to say, where's the love for Moller? 17%, come on, get voting. 7 for 9 from downtown. Unbelievable from the Aussie. As Davidson fade away, and it's going to roll in. Wow. One of those afternoons for Taranaki.
What a beautiful shot by Carlin Davidson. 12 points for him, 6 rebounds, 8 assists.
And Sean McDonald, there's that 1A option and left wide open as Coach McKinnon calls timeout.
Well, I said this about Moller earlier in the game. But that's the guy you don't leave open. And guess what? I know there's a lot of white dudes out on the court, but don't leave that little short white dude alone. Because Sean McDonald is going to light it up. Find him and find him early. 22 points now. 4 for 10 from beyond the arc. The rest of the team is 2 for 19. He is carrying the load from deep.
Where would they be without him? Sean McDonald putting this Rams roster on his shoulders. 6:52 to play in the fourth. Is up by 7. All our stats, of course, courtesy of our partner, Chemist Warehouse. And the Rams just won't die wondering, Case.
Well, the effort is good, but right now, the execution of the airs is just enough. I still really appreciate how they're mixing their defenses around, keeping the Rams off balance. I'm still looking at the fouls. The Rams still just 9 fouls in the game. You know, you'd like to see a little bit a more committed physical effort from them. They've got 8 steals. It's been a much better second half, but the airs, I like that timeout too by Coach McKinnon, just at the right time. Let's put a break in it. Let's figure things out here a little bit better. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more zone from the airs coming out of that break.
A lot of representation in the stands. Of course, you can get your team merch at Sterling Sports. Scan that QR code there and shop online. Get your threats. Slick and red many here at the Cowles Cauldron as Ding Duke gets out of the trap there from the Rams over the half court. They know time is on their side.
Well, it's not that much on their side. There's a lot of time in this one, only 7 points of difference. Beautiful feed. Thing that sets up Jack Andrew, who takes it upstairs. Powerful finish once again for the big fella.
Just the second assist, third, excuse me, for Dudas now at the other end. Mola on Bowen, and he let him know.
Yes, he did. Oh, I love it.
Craig Mola announcing himself here in the Cowles NBL with an 8th made 3.
I think that should have been an N1 too. He took out his landing zone. Kyle Bowen gives it up. Craig Mola having a night.
And McDonald says,
speaking of,
what you can do, I can do. As they mop up the floor. 5th made 3 from McDonald, but let's take a look at the effort from Craig Mola.
He is 8 for 10 from deep, man. Look at this catch and shoot. Watch Bowen just he lands into his space there with the hip. Could have easily been another whistle. Still 9 points, the difference, thanks to that beautiful Sean McDonald triple. He's got 25 now.
That's a new high for Mola, 24. Incredibly, all coming from downtown with those 8 made 3s.
McDonald with the foul there.
Taranaki had 12 made 3s in their last 2 games, both losses. They've shot it 15 and 27 from downtown this afternoon as Duran gets wrapped up. Gonna have ourselves a jump ball, are we?
No, that's
no.
They're calling the foul because McDonald is reaching from behind to get that around the body. Even though there's not a lot of contact there, you're saying the positioning makes it basically impossible not to get a foul. You watch him reach from behind here. On the arm as well.
Here's back with it through Ding Duke. Up by 9. Gets the switch. Got a razzle-dazzle behind the back. How do you like them apples? 16th made 3.
My. 16 for 28, by the way, at 57%. This is a shooting performance of the year for the Airs.
Great work from Bowen in offensive glass and is fouled on the way up. He'll head to the Chemist Warehouse. The Rams are going to need that and some. 5:21 to play.
Taranaki, on average this season, 8.3 made shot 3s per game. 8.3 made shots per game from deep. It's just, this is not what they expected from this team coming in. Defensively, that is. It's just a really impressive job by a team that's been expecting this to come for a long time. And finally it has.
You did wonder where they were at heading into the finals after those losses to the Bulls and the Giants. They've responded in a big way on the road. Still got work to do, but this would be a statement win for Sam McKinnon's crew.
A lot of time left, but the Rams need to start pushing the pressure up on this side especially.
Brown does just that. Picks Jack Andrew. He's Isaac, Pena Jr. A little bit of hesitation from both players. Smith-Milner, Pena Jr. Nice crossover, and holy dooly!
Shakes him loose, gives him the 1-2. Right by you with a baseline drive and the flush.
Haven't we seen some dunks this afternoon? Bowen now, Smith-Milner. That counts just the same as a dunk. And all of a sudden it's back to 6.
And that's how quick it can happen. They only have 2 seconds to get it across. That's an 8-second call. Got away with it.
And it's just gone up a decibel or 2 here at Cowles. Fletcher gets it to Duran eventually in the corner.
Boy, the shot clock got act fast.
Late here. Ding Duke.
Oh, silence him. Shut it down, Dave.
And the Sally for
Shut
good
it
measure.
down.
Well, what about the impact of the 2 additions mid-season? Ding Duke with 23, Craig Moller 24, and the Airs up by 9. Pena Jr. with 2-man action there with Bowen, so easy.
Great activity out of the down screen. Defensively caught in between 2 lines. But the pressure of the Rams has to stay up.
There is that pressure now, Pena all over Duke. He's just going to settle things down. Again, going late in the shot clock. Duke, behind the head. Duran's got to beat the shot clock, does. Andrew, big offensive rebound.
Kick at the Mola, let it fly.
Is this 9? You bet.
Nice find, Jalen Duran. Quite often in that position, you get tight, you say, okay, let's use the clock, but you get a shooter like that, open like that, you gotta use it.
And it's back out to double digits as Bowen can't get that one to roll, but does draw the foul.
It's gonna look like the second foul on Craig Moller coming up. Craig Moller again. 9 triples, 9 for 11 from beyond the arc today. At 82%, he's got 10 rebounds, he's got 7 assists to go with those 27 points. Man, do not put this guy on a plane right now because it'll burn it down. He is on fire. He's gonna have to walk back to New Plymouth tonight.
Big free throws these for Bowen. And make the first. 3 minutes and change to go. As Moller gets a well-earned breather. It'll be a short one. Such has been his impact. Averaging 12 points and 12 rebounds since joining the Airs. What about this offensive explosion from downtown? 27 points, 9 made threes as Bowen splits the free throws. Again, the full court pressure.
Get it across. Oh, just barely again.
Davidson, again, they slow things down the Airs. Duke creating the separation. Can't get that 3 to go.
Yeah, I like the shot though. He's using the talk and creating separation with that change of speed.
Isaac, I think he's just lost that there. No, there is a late whistle.
Is that a foul call or they're just saying off the airs? I think that's more of, look, there was a lot of contact, we'll give it back to you, than actually blowing a foul.
And here is Craig Moller after about a minute break. There's a fair amount of confusion here. It's like an issue with the shot clock at the other end. 94-85.
So the shot clock's gone off on the Taranaki Airs side of the court. So that's why we've got to pause now. They've got to see if they have to go plug something in or reset something. So we're just gonna, unfortunately, in this high-stakes game.
Well, this is gonna stymie the momentum, isn't it? We're gonna have a wee breather. Both teams head back to their respective benches as we look to sort out the shot clock at the Airs end. What a contest this has been.
Kevin Fisher's going to the back room. We're looking all around. He's looking for where it's plugged in. That gives us a chance to catch our breath a wee bit. Man, high level of execution here in the fourth quarter. Both teams playing with great intensity defensively. But why don't we take a look at what's coming up?
What a way to kick things off for the final round of the regular season. Tuesday night, 1v2 could decide who wins the minor premiership.
It all depends on the day, but well, the appointment viewing either way, the Fi have to have that win to make the postseason. They've got no chance if they don't get that one. The Jets, they need a win to secure a home eliminator. The Giants have to have that win if they've got a chance to make it. The Sharks will also be looking at trying to lock down a home eliminator final. The Airs trying to lock down a final. The Nuggets searching for ways to end, I think, a 13-game losing streak now. The Tuatara, they've got to win to make it. They've got a chance to get to 10 wins and give themselves a shot to make the finals. The Nuggets and the Jets again. The Jets, I think, will have that one circled. If they get that win, and they lose the first game of the week to the Fi, that'll still be 10 for them. More than likely gets them in to the finals. And then we finish, of course, with the Rams and the Bulls. Once again, I don't know if you've heard this before, but the Bulls have to win to give themselves a chance.
I think you should have and win at least half a dozen times. Such is the ladder situation as we take another look. Saints, Rams can't drop below 2, but there is the top 6 as things stand. This is the live ladder. The Airs, of course, would move to 11 wins, which could very well, I know they've got the Nuggets to come, could very well sew up a home eliminator.
It's all coming down to the line here at the end. As dominant as the Rams have been, they don't have first place sewn up. It is all happening.
It is all happening, Casey. In fact, Deng Duke is changing singlet.
Yeah, he's changing singlet. He's going to number 81. Got a little bit of blood on there. I don't think this shot clock's going to get fixed. Looks like nothing's happening. At some point, we're going to have to keep moving now. Because that shot, there is no electricity coming to that shot clock on that side. Hey, I don't know if these guys know, but I got a 7:15 flight to get back to Auckland.
We got different plans for you.
He says thumbs up.
He said the longer the better. Let's go to overtime. Of course, speaking of overtime, these two teams double overtime in the semi-finals last season. What a game that was, and what a game it has been this afternoon. As the fans wait with bated breath. Well, not done just yet.
At some point, we got to make the call here. We've got a 5-minute stop already. Let's just play the game without the shot clock, guys. Let's get moving. That is the decision.
We're just getting the comms through. And the wire is done, is the word from our Barter card official. So we're going to run the 24 off the stadium shot clock at the scoreboard end, where the Rams are attacking at the moment, Case?
So the word is the electrics got ripped out, not unplugged, but ripped out completely. So they cannot fix it. They have no idea how to get that done. No shot clock on this end. That is certainly to the advantage of this Rams, who have forced the Taranaki Airs into late shot clock violations all the way here in the fourth quarter.
Because the Airs have been using that clock
every second.
Their effect, to a positive effect. Here we go.
For Rams fans. Not everybody thinks the same way, Nick.
Darling, the 3-ball remains cold. Max Darling 0 for 5 from downtown. The Rams 7 of 31, 23%.
And of those 7, 5 by Sean McDonald.
Craig Moller knows a thing or two about made threes. 9 of them. And in actual fact, the Airs bench are calling out the shot clock to make their teammates aware how late they are. This is old school.
Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Throw back, baby. What a bucket by Deng Duke. What a performance by him today.
McDonald can't get his 6 from deep. Moller with a big rebound.
And that's just about it. The Rams have to get a trap. They have to get a steal.
Physicality from Isaac.
Well, he rolled the dice with that first hit, and then he went craps on the second one. If they let you go with that activity early, just go ahead and take the win instead of saying, oh, I can go all in. Airs just have to take care of the basketball. That's all they have to do now.
There's Davidson. So we got the Rams faithful trying to silence the Ayers bench. Davidson can't get that to go from the mid-range.
This is the possession of the game. Rams got to get a bucket right now.
Brown pulls up, back of the iron, gets it back, has another go. Same spot, different outcome. 9-point game, got to get a stop. And quick, the Rams. Davidson is cruising over the half court. Brown's fallen beyond the baseline as Isaac enjoyed that one on Calvin Potter.
DKP has a bit of a laugh at it. So there might have been a little bit of arm there. And to be fair, DKP's vertical, you know, if you're getting a block shot on him, it's not like you climb Mount Kilimanjaro there.
1:02 to go.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Essentially, last licks for the Rams right here. If they get a stop, they still got a chance. If not, I don't know if there's enough time.
Moller with it, Darling on him. Duke.
5 left on the clock.
He'll pull up in the face of McDonald, doesn't go. Darling secures the rebound. Rams got to push. McDonald, oh, the pass, too far in front of Pena Jr.
And that's the story of the day for the Rams. The effort is there, the connection has not been. It's been a fantastic game plan by the Ayers. They have come out with their highest scoring game in about 4 weeks.
As Moller now finds the cutting Duke. Fletcher with a second chance. As Rams coach Clinton calls timeout, but this one is done, and the Ayers are pumped, and rightly so.
It was about a year ago just this time when they had an epic double overtime encounter in the semifinals without their starting center, without Sam Froling. The Rams just able to hold them off to get to the next round and claim that championship. A year later, they have come in and secured their position in the postseason and maybe locked up an eliminator final as well with a huge win. But I think more importantly, open the door for the Wellington Saints on Tuesday night to come in here and say, no, this is our season.
Yeah. And maybe just showed the rest of the league the blueprint to shutting this Rams side down. There's been some brilliant defensive reads. I think the Rams are going to shoot 7 from 32 from 3 again, but kudos to the Ayers. Coach Sam McKinnon's come in with a game plan. He's got a lot more output out of Duke and Moller. Mid-season additions. Carlin Davidson has stayed aggressive. It's been a real collective effort, and it's a statement win, has to be said. The Ayers have just put the rest of the league on notice.
Well, if they shoot like this, not only are the Rams afraid, the rest of the league is afraid, because they have size, they have strength, they have ball playmaking and penetration. The only thing that's been missing this season is that jump shot. And today, it was not missing.
Rams looking to close the gap. McDonald doing McDonald things. He's got 27. He can hold his head high.
And the Rams, they need to keep scoring too, because points percentage is still going to be possibly in play. Well, actually, it won't be, because it's just going to be the Saints and the Rams for whoever has 16 wins.
That Tuesday night game, though, TSB, that's a beauty. With plenty on the line. But the story of this afternoon is all about these gentlemen in yellow. Shot clock's off. Deng Duke is going to hold on to it. And for the first time this season, the two-time champions, the Canterbury Rams, have been beaten in their home gym. Taranaki is 98, Canterbury Rams 89. What a win from the men from New Plymouth. And they go a long way to sewing up a home elimination playoff. Contributions across the court. That young man there, Carlin Davidson, set the tone early. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists for Davidson. Deng Dude as well, significant output, 25 points on 9 of 14 shooting. Craig Moller with 27, all from downtown, 9 of 11, unbelievable from Craig Moller. But the good health play of the game, courtesy of our friends at the Chemist Warehouse. Unsurprisingly, it was this monster dunk early off the baseline inbound. Oh, vicious from Davidson. Cocked it back, tomahawk. And Walter Brown, unfortunately for him, put on a poster. Our good health play of the game from Carlin Davidson. As we send it down to Casey Frank, he's got Craig Moller.
Hey, Craig, have you ever shot 9 for 11 from three-point line in a game before?
I haven't, but I've been out injured for a long time. I think I've been forgotten about it a little bit. I can still fucking play this game, man. I set myself for this game. The Rams obviously top of the table. We know we needed a win to make the playoffs. Look, I didn't think I felt good coming in. I didn't think I'd shoot that good. Don't worry about my 2-point percentage, but it felt good anyway.
What was the key? The Rams kept coming. They were relentless. They never went away. What was the key to the Airs taking those punches but swinging back harder every time?
We just spoke about being really solid. I thought some of our losses recently, we're just doing some dumb mistakes on both sides of the ball, but particularly defensively. We've got some good players, some good talent. We just got to be solid and not beat ourselves a little bit. And we knew they're undermanned, obviously, but I thought we did a much better job today.
What do you have to say to the Taranaki fans? You got a home eliminator final just about locked up. What do you have to say to the fans you want to come through in a couple of weeks' time?
Oh, well, their support has been amazing. I've obviously only had a couple of home games, but it's a great atmosphere in there, so we hope they come and support us and, yeah, get loud in there.
Fantastic win, great effort, great to have your time.
Cheers.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Craig Moller. And just occupying, basically at a mortgage on that three-point line. Yes, you are seeing that correctly. 9 from 11 from downtown. 9 times 3, 27. All his points made from beyond the arc, whether it was in the corner. And then, a couple of blocks for good measure as well. He had himself a day and reminded this league what he is about. A huge say in the Airs win as we send it back to Casey. He's got Sean McDonald.
Sean, a tough night for the Rams. You kept fighting, you kept coming, but could never get over the hump. What do you think the issue was in not being able to close this one out?
I mean, credit to them. They played a really good game. They shot it really well, but I think we let him off the hook a few times. Some O-boards, some easy ones in transition. Stuff we got to clean up.
Speaking of cleaning up, not a lot of time to do it. A game Tuesday night against the Saints, which is now essentially for a top spot and home court advantage. What's the focus going to be on a short turnaround to try and prepare for a team that's certainly going to come in ready to play?
Yeah, I think learn from this one. Get our scout right, make sure we know what's coming up. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a big game, so we just got to be prepared for it.
Appreciate the time. Good luck.
Sean McDonald couldn't have done much more for his team. 5 of 12 from downtown. The rest of the Rams, 2 from 20. 27 points, 6 assists. Got himself to the cup as well. Pulled up from deep. Almost inspired the Rams to an unlikely comeback, but wasn't to be. Encouraging nonetheless to see the Rams Player of the Year putting the team on his shoulders as we head towards the business end of the season. And let's go back to Casey Frank. He's got Carlin Davidson.
Well, Carlin, a huge win. I mean, you guys got to feel good about yourselves right now. What was it about today's performance that enabled you to come in and dominate basically for 4 quarters?
I mean, yeah, we just played for 4 quarters, really, and I know that our team struggles with like certain calls and all that, but today we were just, you know, nothing fazed us, and we keep fighting through. Obviously, it's good when Craig shoots 9 threes and makes them, so yeah.
Speaking of threes, I mean, on the season, the Airs averaged just over 8 threes a game. Today, I think it was just under 20. What was the difference? Was that a focus, or is that just the game flow coming that way?
I mean, we've been in a shooting slump for most of the season. Like, we know we can shoot the ball, but yeah, today we just shot the ball really well, and yeah.
Fought the season hard. Now you're on the precipice of gaining that home eliminator final. What's going to be the key to getting into the finals with some momentum and locking that down in front of your home fans to try and move on?
Yeah, we just got to go home. We got one more job against the Nuggets, so we got to go home and kill them, hopefully, and just, you know, run it.
Appreciate the time, Carl. Catch you later, bro.
Carlin Davidson, as I mentioned earlier, set the tone. jaw on the floor dunk. There it is there, our play of the game. And that really put the Rams on notice and just continue to stay aggressive, contributing in multiple ways. The three ball, creativity there on the drive. Troubled early by a finger injury, but mattered little. Carl and Davidson had a significant say on this ball game.
Well, you know what? They just had fun. You know, it's good to play hard and get out there, but they're enjoying it. They're enjoying playing with each other. We take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. Look at that efficiency from the airs, 54% from inside for overall shooting, 58% from three, holding that Rams team down to 22. The free throw discrepancy in the end didn't matter. The turnovers, twice as many, in the end didn't matter. The steals, I mean, most of the stats across this in favor of the Rams. It's just that three-point shooting. They could not contain the airs from deep, and that was the difference.
Which is so unusual for this Rams roster, which is very much built around three-point shooting. So let's take a look at the impact on the ladder, and we have a new team in top spot. The Wellington Saints, they just sat back, watched the action here on Sky and said, you little beauty.
And it all comes down to one game. The Rams' last game of the season doesn't matter unless they beat that Saints team. It all comes down to Tuesday night. Who's going to be the top seed in the competition and have home court advantage? The Airs, they have the inside track on Eliminator Final now. It's not locked up. Some other teams could still jump them. The Sharks win 2, for instance, but they've got the inside track. And you look at just outside the 6, the Bulls, the 5, the Giants, they still have a chance to make it. Every game matters, every second matters from this point in.
Yeah, we got a beauty tonight as well with the Sharks and the Saints. But let's take a look through to round 16. There is our key matchup. Tuesday night at the TSB in the capital. Saints and Rams will determine top seeding. The Fi still in the mix. The Jets still in the mix, potentially even for a home eliminator. Who knows what the Sharks will offer up tonight against the Fi. They then head to Nelson against the Giants. As you were saying earlier in the call, Casey, a lot of teams have to win. All comes down to this.
It is that time of the season. The debts are due. Did you put the work in? Because we're going to find out this week. The Airs and the Nuggets. Nuggets still got a chance to play a little bit of spoiler. I don't think they're going to appreciate Carlin saying, hopefully kill him. I don't think they're going to like that. The Hawks, they've had some good games this season. They certainly want to keep the Tuatara out. You know, it's as fun as it is to make the finals, it's pretty fun to keep teams out of it as well. What a fantastic effort today. Let's forget the game's not over yet, or the day's not over yet. Sharks and Fi coming up at ILT Stadium South, from the Sharks can lock down their postseason with a win there.
And haven't they been a story this season in 2025, the Southland Sharks under Jonathan Yim, the Fi still with work to do on the outside looking in. Still a lot of smiles here at Cowles Stadium, and no doubt they'll be well supported next Sunday. Last game of the regular season, the Franklin Bulls in town. In fact, tickets go on sale to the general public tomorrow for that semi-final, July 12, Saturday. Who knows who it will be, but you need to be here if it's anything like tonight. What a beauty it's been. Casey, Frank, appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you very much. See you next time.